I'm voting to stop literal Nazis like you. And I'm voting to stop the communist demon rats like you. Your criminal politician is evil, corrupt, power-hungry, and doesn't care about you. Your team destroyed the economy. What? My team gave us the best economy ever. You would say that. You're brainwashed by fake news. Coming from an NPC brainwashed by the real fake news, my team wants to protect our rights and save America. If your cult leader wins, we are so Did you take too much horse dewormer again? You sound quadruple vaccinated. What I'm hearing is that most two-party voters believe the opposing team is evil, dangerous, abusive, and doesn't represent them at all. And you're both right. Despite hating each other, those choosing to vote are all in the same boat, seeking to control others by picking masters for everyone else, even if they don't consent. That's why you hate each other so much. You know deep down that the foundation of your precious system is violence and force, or you wouldn't be so terrified of your opposition taking power. And so you seek this violent authority over your perceived enemies through the state. This is not a both sides issue. How dare you compare us? The other side is obviously worse. Just saying there's a lot of people who don't want either party or any party or government to rule over them or anyone else and don't consent to or even buy into this illusion of authority because a couple hundred years ago some well-intentioned people wrote some words on a document intended to restrain government, which it failed to do. You're clearly brainwashed. The real brainwashing shows and you keep playing along with this contrived political theater that has allowed megalomaniacs to exploit and dominate others from its inception, whether this American government, it's called a democracy. It's obviously a republic, or any government throughout history. It's only bad because my team doesn't have enough power. You sound like an extremist. Wanting to be left alone and not forced to fund this dumpster fire of a crumbling oligarchic empire and biometric surveillance police state because millions of people, like you, were programmed from childhood into believing it represents you and so-called civilization is extreme. She finally said something reasonable. But continuing to buy into a system that has enslaved you to debt, a never-ending divide and conquer agenda, the illusion of choice and perpetual struggle and unchecked coercive authority while you get thrashed around by all the fear and outrage porn and reactivity is sane? Wow, this bitch is even crazier than you. No matter which politicians win the election, the outcome is the same. More debt and economic catastrophe, more authoritarian government, whatever the flavor, more militarism and allying with oppressive regimes, more corporate oligarchy, more police state and surveillance, more resentment and division among the proles, and less freedom for everyone but the ruling class, while you fight over the highly charged issues that keep you terrified, angry, distracted from this reality, and easy to manipulate. But I'm voting for the lesser evil. Does this really sound like a system worth saving? War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Wow, finally some bipartisanship. We're gonna save America. Let's lock this traitor up. The expansions of power imposed when my cult sits on the throne will definitely never fall into the wrong hands.
Oh my God, are we here?
We are here. Barely made it, but we're here.
Oh my God. How are you doing, Chanda? How was your treatment today? Did you get through it okay?
I'm getting through it. So I did an 8-hour treatment yesterday, 2 rounds of chemo, 2 different types of chemo meds, and then they started me on radiation at the same time that they were doing that. I literally had the IV hanging out of me. And yeah, today I went another round and I've been fighting nausea, headaches, but they say the headaches are from being anemic. So yeah, I'm pretty miserable. But when I tell you guys I'm going to be live, I get my ass in the chair and I'm live. And I just did a panel with Pasta over at Pasta to Go. Great panel. Had Nick from, United Spot and Revolutionary Blackout Network. And who else was on there? Jay Scott. It was just a great panel. So
Wine glass.
I'm here. I'm working, popping pain pills and anti-nausea meds. We'll get this done.
Well, I just want everybody to know you're not having trouble breathing. You just have a raspy throat from the treatment, right?
Yeah, I'm not short of breath. I'm just, they're burning my larynx or my esophagus. So.
Well,
I'm
you
okay.
look great, and again, I'll tell you, with everybody
Is that
here
your
as my
sister
witness.
again?
Huh? Yes, she's
Your
losing her
sister
shit.
calling to tell you Virginia, or that Harris just won Virginia?
Yeah, well, whatever. I
We got the
it's
map. We're keeping up with it all, guys. Hang in there. We'll get the map up. You're stoned. Best way to be, Popeye.
No, actually, yeah, everybody I talked to today was kind of stoned. They were just trying to desensitize
Gotta
themselves
be.
from this disaster that we've got going on. It's the lose-lose. It's the lose-lose election of 2024, everybody. So, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Well, I'm going to shout out the people who are gracious enough to join us tonight, at least for a few minutes. I know you guys are way interested in CNN and MSNBS, what they've got to say, but thank you for stopping by. A lot of our friends and family are live right now, just offering their opinion of what's going on, and I encourage you to go see everybody. Check in tonight, say hi. Popeye the Sailor, Aspen Fallen, love all those hearts. Aspen Fallen, Kill, you're a Greg Rose. Good times all, yes. Natalie, what's going on, Natalie? I've been spending a lot of time in Natalie's posts and supporting Sister Natalie. We've got Red Angel is in the house.
Yeah, that's Red Angel too. I threw him a wrench. You got a wrench, Red Angel.
Vic, what's going on, Vic? I haven't checked over at Thurston Community Media. I think they're still running our shows. I need to check.
I think they are.
And yes, and we got Midnight Karma. Hey, Midnight Karma, looking good. Hi, Chanda Oz with the nice heart. Thank you so much. We've got Scroogle. What's going on?
Can you see my port? You can see my port. This is where they plug my chemo into.
Oh, wow.
I wear it home when I know that the next morning I just got to be back in there. So instead of them poking me in my power port every morning because it's painful, we just leave it in for the 3 days. So we just tape it up every time I leave, and then they can clear it and use it again.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
A couple of times a week, you'll probably see me with this thing hanging out of me.
Jody Havel, what's going on, Jody? I've seen a couple of your posts. I've been giving you hearts and stuff, if you didn't know. Always great to see our friends and fam here.
In a storm.
Yeah. Oh my God. We just came on. Shanta committed to come on, and man, when she says something, she does it. So
right.
We're here. I'm
very punctual too. It's punctual to a fault.
I think we're punctual more so than most of our sisters and brothers. So
it's just our mentality. Our ADHD won't let us be late.
It is. I've been OC all my life, and we really do try and hit that nail on the head. If we say 7:00, we have to be there at 7:00. And tonight it was 6:15, and I think we hit that too. So that's where we're at.
If I try to be late, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to be late. I can't make myself very late. Like I'll be like 2 or 3 minutes late.
No, I feel
I'm not like one of these people that shows up an hour late.
I feel guilty if I'm late. I feel guilty.
I know. Me too. What?
Yeah.
This society. Look at how it's programmed us, Oz.
Yeah.
We're good little worker cogs.
Yeah. Arf. Do you have anybody to shout out anywhere?
We've got. Let's see. Adore Jimmy is hanging out over on the Rumble.
Adore Jimmy.
Adore Jimmy. We do love Jimmy around here. Let me check. I know I had the Rockfin pulled up. Where are you, Rockfin? There's a couple watching over there, but nobody's chatting yet. I get it. Yeah, no matter who you spend the night with, I'm glad that all of independent media is out there doing this. They're sharing the space with each other. Like Matt just said on the panel that I was on, it doesn't matter. It's a win-win for all of us. We're not cliquey. We don't do the, oh, you're not watching me, or they go live at the same time as you. We're all on video. You can always go back and replay it, watch it, spread the love out. The main thing is that all the independent media works together, and that's amazing behind the scenes. Because we didn't have that a couple of years ago. If you remember, when we started Roar Media, there was no communication in the back channels by any of these independent media groups. And now we communicate with all of them.
Yeah, and honestly, we've never been about numbers. Obviously, we a quality of content, and we're here to give you guys that break, that breath between all the exasperating stuff and great content that many of our sisters and brothers do bring. But sometimes you just need to break away and maybe get a chuckle in. And my sister's calling again. She must be coming unglued. I'm sorry, sis. That's the way it goes. So
Put it on mute. Just push the arrow, the volume button down, and it'll shut it up.
Anyway, no, it's great to have you guys here, and we're not going to take up too much of your time tonight, but Chanda and I are going to go here for a little bit. Maybe we'll get
we're watching the map.
Yeah, we're watching the map. This guy, this is I don't know who this guy is that's doing it, but he's doing a good job, and he's quick. He doesn't say, "Oh, that's expected," like Jake Tapper does. "Oh, that's expected. Don't worry about it." So that's. But so far out of the gate, he's nailing down everything that was expected that he would nail down, and some good ones for him. He is showing very strong in the areas, stronger than was expected in some of the areas that he's going from. So do you want me to kick on the sound here for a little bit, or?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get a little update on where he's at. Nevada is going to be really important for him, of course, along with Pennsylvania at this point.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, go ahead. I'm not worried about.
Well, we know what happened in Pennsylvania in 2020.
Does seem that Trump is
Don't forget the mob and their
right
power
now, especially with 3
Arizona.
That he's already won.
In Arizona.
Look at that.
But yeah, we're gonna come back to the map.
That's not this. He switches back from projected map to actual map.
Okay, so that was a projected map.
Yeah, that was a projected map.
The actual map. So we haven't seen an update on the actual map
now.
In a little bit.
Trump just won
the last
Nebraska's
update.
3rd district. I don't know why it took so long. But
last update came at 6 o'clock, I think.
Hey, wait.
Can you guys see this map okay, or do I need move my fat head? Hey, old man Barker, good to see you.
Of the votes in, Trump still leads. So I guess we'll just go through Trump's pathway right now. I'm going to show you guys the 3 states that Trump needs and how he's doing. So with the map filled in, there's going to be no big surprises outside of this. It's just going to be these 7 states. So I'm going to start down in Georgia. This was probably the first one he needed. Trump is currently on track to win by 2.1%. So that's going to be lean Republican.
Wow, if he takes Georgia, that'll be huge.
In North Carolina, we currently see Trump ahead by 3 points with the votes coming in so far. However, he's going to win by 3.3. So North Carolina's going to vote to the right of Georgia. That's actually pretty surprising if you've been following this race, but I guess it's not that unexpected. So North Carolina also going to be lean Republican. And then finally in Pennsylvania, this is the last one that he needs. Kamala Harris might lead right now, but that lead is going to disappear very, very soon. Trump on track to win by 0.6. And you can look at the map here. That's what he needs. The election is over.
I worry about PA because they like to rig it.
Yeah.
But
he's right. If he wins PA, it's over.
If you want Trump to win the election. So we're at 151 concurrent viewers. Thank you guys so much for that.
See, we're not the only one.
Looking in the chat, see anything? Any questions you guys have? But now we are able to make a major projection in the state of Iowa, despite that one big Ann Seltzer poll that had Republicans losing Iowa. We can pretty quickly project that Donald Trump is going to win the state, and it's 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump.
We were calling bullshit on that when she did that. It was bullshit.
Yeah, we were calling bullshit.
250. Somebody's saying that North Carolina.
Hey, Chris, what's going on?
That's going to happen for a while. We can look at the CNN map here, see if there's any differences.
Yeah. I didn't see that in Maryland, Chris. They're going to probably relook at that.
Will Virginia turn red? No, it simply is not going to turn red. It's so likely blue. Trump leads by 2 points. Although I do think that this margin could get cut down. I wouldn't be surprised if Harris wins by less than 3 at this point. But this would still be a pretty bad margin for Democrats. This is definitely not where they want or where they need to be. This map is shaping up to look very similar to what we saw back in 2016. And of course, that's what Republicans have been aiming for this entire time. We can come back up to the Rust Belt, Pennsylvania. Kamala Harris 55, Trump 43. By far, you are the best election reporter for 2024. Thank you.
You are.
I really appreciate that.
You are. Absolutely.
good.
But
He's
Trump
good.
plus 0
He doesn't
points.
fuck
True
around.
independent. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true independent media coverage.
Yeah, so that's the first one. That's the only one he needs, actually. Michigan, Trump is behind by 9 right now, but he's on track to win by 0.2. I kind of do doubt this. We'll see what happens.
Well, hi,
And then
Steve.
Wisconsin is
You joining
basically a
us?
tie as well with an exactly even race. So it's going to go down to the wire. And it really doesn't matter at this point because Trump just needs one. And when they're all so close, Trump's going to win at least one, especially Pennsylvania, which is heavily leaning towards the right. We do have some numbers from Maine. Kamala Harris is behind right now, but ultimately it's pretty unlikely that the GOP will actually lose the state, where the Democrats will actually
It'd be
lose the
awesome
state.
if they
The
did.
Democrat has lost it.
I'm tired of
in
it being so
over
fucking
3 decades.
predictable. Can't we ever just get a rise up in a
Looking at
red
the
sweep
Senate
somewhere?
races, Amy Klobuchar not looking the strongest,
Never heard of this
but
channel
we'll see
either.
what happens there.
At least he's
Nebraska,
fast
Deb
and-
Fisher. is
God, I'd
probably
love to
gonna
see
come
Amy
out with a
Klobuchar
victory.
beat.
That's what
Jesus, that'd be
Republicans
great.
want. Pennsylvania, Bob Casey.
I heard a commercial for Rick
does
Larson
lead.
on the radio this morning. when I was-
And so basically, all of these Senate candidates.
So what'd he say?
Rick Larson cares about you, and you're,
Rick
shut
Larson
the fuck
cares
up.
about Rick
Larson's a piece
Larson.
of shit. Yeah.
He's terrible.
Totally
terrible. Rick Larson's our piece of meat that we have to deal with. That guy got in back in like 2003, and he's been holding on. They redistricted it so he would stay in his seat, and they put a millionaire in the new district. So that's how they rigged it.
When we were trying to get him to give his superdelegate vote to Bernie, and he was on Facebook telling us all to fuck off and fuck ourselves. Seriously, those were the words coming out of
Yeah, he
elected
said fuck
official's
you.
mouth.
Yeah.
Fuck you, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's only fair. I give him the bird all the time. I go in there and I crap up his Twitter all the time.
I'm surprised he hasn't blocked you.
Well, I don't think they can, unless I'm being threatening or something. I think they, being a public
All
figure,
things are possible.
yeah, that it is. So, but I was listening to Clayton and Natalie today, and they were talking about how if Harris wins, censorship is going to go on steroids, and they'll take out X, which I kind of believe that.
They want Elon taken down. You saw that video I sent you this morning, Rachel Maddow's head exploding over Elon.
Oh yeah, she's the worst. I would say she is the worst propagandist I've ever seen in my life, and I used to like her back in George W. days. So I take all that back, and I'll lash myself forever for even considering Rachel Maddow honest.
You just got Colorado. We knew that.
Yeah, well, that was kind of expected.
There's a lot of military in Colorado.
Really is starting to fill in now.
Oh, did you see they forgot to send out the absentee ballots for the military? Oops, our bad.
Yeah, they're bad because the military usually votes for the Republican. So yeah, it's not gonna be nice. He needs to win this tonight, all outright. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna end up in court.
Not a Trump supporter, but I'm definitely not going to give the Democrats one thing. They've been the arbiter of all this carnage.
They have blatantly flipped us off in our fucking faces. They could have had so much progressive energy that would have re-energized that fucking party from 2016 on, but they treated us like a bastard stepchild. They didn't want us there. They didn't want us bringing up any of their platform that they will not actually support.
Yeah.
It's just a platitude they stick on a shelf every 4
Yeah, they are backstabbing far worse than the Republicans are.
Yep.
And they have
hate them more than I hate Republicans.
they have sent out billions and billions of dollars to these wars in Ukraine and given Bibi unlimited bombs, and Biden signed a deal that he's going to support them militarily for 10 years. Is that correct? How can he do that? What's a horse's primary concern when voting? A stable economy. Oh, you are so funny, Desert Mantis.
That was funny. That was a good
love
gadget.
that. That is great. We need humor. More humor, please. Hey, Kate, what's going on?
Hi, Kate.
Why was I left in the dark? How were you left
You're
in the
not
dark?
in the dark.
How were you left in the dark?
We said on Saturday we were going to go live Tuesday night. You were there. I promise.
Yeah, Jody, they will be worse on censorship than Trump. So,
oh God, yeah.
yeah, with Harris can't win regardless, as far as I'm concerned. There's no way we can't see that happen. And Chanda, you check marked for Jill Stein, and I check marked other than Harris.
Yeah, no, I have no problem admitting I voted for Jill Stein. I've voted Green Party since like 2012 or something.
No, and I think
it doesn't
that's,
matter, you know.
That's the right vote too. I think so. But we'll see. Opinions are like, so.
Electoral politics is not going to fix anything that we're going
nothing at all. But this might put up some sort of stopgap for our censorship and some other heinous shit the Democrats have been doing. And actually, Trump has an opportunity here to make some things right if he's got the guts to do it, which I don't know if he does or not. Whatever. He's a loose cannon.
I don't know. A lot of Democrats are scared he's going to come in and be a dictator and take them all out and arrest them and have them court-martialed.
I would have all their bullshit investigated. Because that's what they do to him anyway.
Do independent investigations ever come of any? Nothing ever comes of them anyway.
No, if the money's involved, they get slapped on the wrist or whatever.
Exactly.
So or they get a couple of months at Club Fed. That's all it is. So
Club Fed, totally.
I voted pro-Palestine. I voted Steinware. Desert Menace. A lot of people did. They were showing their ballots, and I salute them. The bottom line for me is it stops at war, period, much less genocide. My God.
Yep.
So
that was my red line this time.
No damn way I'm going to vote for genocide, and that's what we're voting for. And I don't know why anybody else isn't saying, am I wrong to say this? By voting for Harris or a Harris win, that's giving the Democrats a mandate, and nobody said that. And the Republicans used to use that mandate term all the damn time. Yeah. So you can't give the Biden administration a mandate. You just can't. She has to go down tonight. Has to. Absolutely has to.
Polls are closing finally.
Okay, this is going to be very telling right here.
This is where John Tester is probably going to lose his re-election.
It's only 6:37 on the West Coast.
Yeah, we've got 8 o'clock for us, right?
8 o'clock. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 8 o'clock's when the polls close.
Coming back to the map. I mean, again, no big updates. Pennsylvania, though, Trump is now just 9.
Yeah, so we should get a decent update at 7 o'clock, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
We got a big one at 6 o'clock.
I'm going to say the way this is rolling, the way I think it should be would be 298 for Trump and 232 for Harris, maybe. So,
wow, that's being very optimistic because the CNN poll has him at 268 and Harris at 270.
Oh, well, that's CNN. Jesus Christ. That's they're the ones that make those 3 days ahead of time and flash them on the screen. So, yeah.
7:37 in Arizona. Okay, so your polls are closing in a few minutes. 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, just a few minutes. So, what's your feeling about what you're going to be doing for the next week? You have any ideas?
No, I'm probably going to be in bed for the rest of the week. I mean, I really drug myself out of bed to get here today, but more I get radiation, the more I'm going to get fatigued, and I'm really starting to get cancer brain, which is just a fog. You know about brain fog.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like yesterday, I spent half hour at the cancer center looking for my phone because they move you around a lot. You go to the port room to get port draws, and then you're in the office with the doctor, and then you're in your infusion room. So and the whole time I had it. I don't know. I have chemo brain. Which makes my job a little bit harder because I'm supposed to be able to pull shit off the top of my head and talk about it,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's this infection in my jaw. I'm afraid that when I go in tomorrow, he's going to say we can't do it. He's going to have to pull him because I've got a big mass right here coming out of my gum, and it's just like, oh shit. So I'm going to be eating soup. I don't know. Maybe I'll just get Maybe I'll get some screws and drill screws in there and put some JB Weld on them.
Oh, hey, DC. I heard you had to take a lap over a good AM wake up this morning. Good for you.
I did not expect the race to be called so fast. I didn't think.
I don't know what you said or did, but it was funny.
He had to take a lap at AM wake up.
Yeah, that's what Papa Steve always says when he doesn't agree with you. Take a lap.
Yeah, he was just on the panel for.
Yeah, he was on the panel right before me.
Yeah.
Steve is hella sensitive. I know he is, right? I was in the chat the other day and he was talking about the 19th Amendment, that Kerry video that we brought on Saturday. He brought it. And, you know, I'm like, he's like, oh, I was like, fuck that. Let's just dump the whole system. And he's like, okay, well, if we're going to dump the whole system, we're going to have a serious talk about women in politics and the pussification of America.
Pussification? Is that what he said?
Something like that. And I'm like, I actually believe, I agree with you. I do. I really do. As a woman, I know that's surprising, but I don't think that the women that are in politics think that they have to have and act like they have a bigger fucking cock than any man up there, right?
No.
So you get the likes of Madeleine Albright and Hillary Clinton and fucking, you know, Victoria Nuland, and these women history has shown them to be god awful warmongering murderers. And so do I think I didn't ask to burn my bra? I thought my grandma had it perfect. Stay home, be the nuclear family, you know, be able to send your kids to college on one educate or one income, have time to interact and bond with your kids, not just, you know, I was raised as a latchkey kid. And there was not that parental structure at home. It's been gone for generations. So I agree with him. It would be something we would have to talk about. I mean, obviously, I want women to have their own rights and, you know, have autonomy over their own bodies. But as far as the voice with fighting with the boys, I don't, we wouldn't even look the same, though. The new structure would look different, right? 100% different. It wouldn't be like this. It wouldn't be men in power and a patriarchy talking down to us. It would be true equality the whole way up. So we wouldn't need these overseers.
Well, that's how I feel. I mean, you know my position on it. I find engagement with people who have critical thinking skills and give a damn about people in general to be my clan. I don't want to see anybody diminished, whether they're not as articulate as somebody or don't have a lot of historical knowledge. For my whole life, street smarts and personal experiences have really driven a lot of the discourse that I've had with people. And, you know, you used to say some of these back in the old days, the really old timers, they were so educated naturally by the environment, their environments. They were smart as hell. I mean, they could look at something and tell you, you know, all day long.
Yeah.
And I just really respected that because they were in tune with the world. They weren't like these bubble morons in these Hollywood clubs, and particularly I would say Hollywood this week. By the way, if Trump wins, it'll be a repudiation of Hollywood as well. I think that all the money that the millions and millions of dollars they give into these Hollywood actors. Go ahead.
It's absurd the amount of money they give them. The Babylon Bee put out one that said Rob Weiner is going to burn himself if Trump wins. He's going to catch himself on fire.
He's going to
everybody in the. He's going to he's going to.
Everybody was saying, please do.
Everybody's
right?
like, do it. Yeah.
Well, I want these Hollywood shills to move out of the country, you know, because they can afford to. Get the fuck out. Yeah, get out. Get out.
Oh, I'm
so
jealous of you, TL Orca.
What's going on? Hey, I'm bad already.
Hey, I'm already in bed.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's going to be quite the show. So we got 15 minutes till they update this thing again. I am not going to keep you or other folks that are here all night waiting for something, Chanda.
That's not going to happen till frickin' probably midnight or 2 o'clock in the morning.
I'm saying
we've seen some of these races called at 2 o'clock in the morning. We've seen some of them.
I'm gonna say it's going to be called at the latest 10 or before 10 p.m. Pacific. It'll be called. I really do think so. But you know,
I hope you're right. You get it right sometimes.
Sometimes
I'm not calling it so.
Yeah, sometimes. I think Indy over at INN Media said 11 his time.
That makes
so
sense.
Yeah, so he bumped me by an hour, so we'll see. But if Trump does well on this next drop, that's really going to make my phone go off. My sister will probably call me 100 times. I don't know why she does. She knows how I feel about it. I can't stand either one of them, but I know that Harris just can't win. She cannot win. If she does, I'm going to go on vacation. And I don't have the ability. My wife and I don't have the ability to move anywhere in the world. But where would you go, Chanda? Where the hell would you go?
There's a couple of places that'll pay you to move there. Like there's a couple of islands. I want to say Italy that have lost their populations. Sweden. Like there is some places that'll pay you to move in. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard Italy, but you can like get a house for $1, but you have to be willing to invest several thousand to upscale it. But you know what? I would be willing to look at that. Now, I've heard Portugal. But
Portugal's fine. Yeah,
the thing of it is but people are already moving to these places to get the hell out of here. Cruz won. I was hoping he'd lose. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it goes.
He's fun to make fun of.
Yeah, I know. He is. He's fun to make
He's
fun
an easy target. What can I say?
Yeah. What can you say?
Ted Cruz, the
projected winner. So yeah. Whatever. He'll be flapping his gums.
Really depends where you look, but North Carolina's going to go red. There's no doubt about it.
North Carolina, there you go.
Now he's on track to win by 3.2.
3.2 in North Carolina.
I'd be extremely surprised if he lost it. We're going to be able to call Georgia as well pretty soon.
Georgia and North Carolina. Jesus, won't that get it for him? If he gets those and all the rest of the projecteds?
So,
North Carolina, he's still got to get Pennsylvania or
he's
Michigan,
just got to
right?
win like 2 swing states to win, doesn't he?
Yeah,
there's 7 in play.
That are going to matter. So
yeah, there's
7 in play, but it's like 3 or 4 of those we already know where they're going. So basically, there's 3.
Okay.
Are up for grabs.
All right. Huh. Well, I'm waiting for 7 p.m. Yeah, everybody, we're not going to do a Beauty and the Boomer this week or next week, right, Chanda? We're shooting for the 23rd. If you are up to it. If you're
up to it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'll be able to do a TPP on Monday. It just depends. I mean, I'm here right now, and I do tend to get a little bit better once the chemo is not actively in my body. So I'll see how I feel come Sunday if I build the show for Monday.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to try to push myself because I'll push myself and then
I don't
get
want
so
you to. Yeah.
overworked, and by the time I get in the chair, then I'm exhausted. Like tonight.
Yeah, but if you feel like you want to, I'll help you build TPP next Monday. So.
Okay.
Nothing too.
Yeah. No, we'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm fighting indigestion and a headache really bad. So
I'm sorry.
That's normal though.
Yeah.
It's normal. All
What
these lights aren't helping.
Do they give you pain meds for the lights or for the headache?
No, just my regular pain meds. But he told me I could take more of it if I need to knock the headache down. And then I take a lot of Pepsid and Prilosec, all that for my stomach. But I take Excedrin migraine.
And that's got caffeine in it, right?
Got caffeine in it. So
Yeah.
me and a caffeine don't get along, but when I have a headache, I want caffeine. Like give me the caffeine, it helps my head. So.
Right. Yeah, no. Well, that's good. But when you want to pull out of here tonight, you just let me know and we'll close her down.
Oh no, I'll hang out till 7. I want to see the updates.
Yeah. We went to Costco today, and one of the things that we are going to do is we've been going to Costco once a month forever. But now what we've decided to do is to go once every 2 months, and that should help, especially with the car insurance. And that started today, by the way, so I got that off. If you guys are with Farmers for car insurance, get off of Farmers car insurance. They're ripping you off. Try Allstate. That's who I went to. Farmers quoted me $2,800 a year, and I have a clean record.
That's crazy.
And I went over to Allstate for the same coverage, $487 for 6 months. So that's $900 a year. Are you kidding me?
a new quote when it expires and get the hell off of State Farm. Both of my kids are insurance agents, and both of them sold State Farm, and they were one of the highest that they ever quote.
Yeah, farmers is insane right now.
But you get great customer service. You get great customer service.
Yeah,
with
it ain't. I
Progressive
don't have
or
the money for great customer service. They can just take my information and tell me to fuck off as long as they don't, screw me.
Oh,
And
Progressive sends out the little flow car. Allstate does too.
Garbage service. When I moved in here, it was $28. It's $61 now. So I'm canceling garbage service. We're going to take it to the transfer station ourselves every 8 weeks.
Which becomes a pain in the ass because I've done it that way many times, live and roll, and it's just so convenient to be able to roll the can out to the road.
But think about it. If I'm paying $62 a month, I'm paying over $700 a year to have them pick up trash. Give me a break. So that's another thing we're doing. And recycling, we're in footprint recycling. That means we're taking the plastic and the metal and everything, and we're recycling it into usable things like garden steps and things for the greenhouse, all that shit.
And innovative.
Joey's a monster when it comes to recycling stuff. She made me get a bunch of abandoned tires. And you know what she's going to do? She wants me to cut them in half, and she's going to hang them all on the wall, and she's going to grow strawberries in them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. So,
a lot of people are like, don't grow your food in tires because they're petroleum based, and the petroleum will get into your vegetables.
Let me tell you something.
Plastic lining in them, they're okay.
Oh yeah, we're going to line them and everything. DC. Let me tell you about my electric bill. Sister Chanda turned me on to a deal here in Washington State. I haven't had an electric bill in 3 months, and I've still got probably 4 or 5 months of zero payment for my electric bill. And that's probably close to $900 for the year.
What was that from? The Chamber of Commerce gave us
I don't know what the hell that was.
I think it was the Chamber of Commerce gave us that. And then we got the chicken tuna recall from Bob Ferguson. So
that was another $100.
Pretty good about giving us an extra shit lately.
Yeah, well, they want us to vote Bob Ferguson in.
Well, see, I know. When I voted, I was like, I voted for Bob just because he freaking gave me money. He bought my vote.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, you dumb shits. Buy my vote. I'll vote for you.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm gonna.
You want me to vote for you? Give me $1,000. I'll shut up.
I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that money right back into the commons. I'm gonna pay my electricity with it. I'm gonna buy food with it. I'm gonna pay my bills with it. So yeah, thank you. You've been taking enough forever. So yeah. Yep.
I'm honestly kidding. If I didn't like Bob Ferguson as a human being, I wouldn't have voted for him.
Yeah, I know Bob too. I've
no
met
matter
him a
how
couple
much
of times.
money he said.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay for a Democrat. He's an attorney,
politician.
so he's more focused. Yeah, but he's more focused on the attorney side of his career than he is on the politician.
Yeah, and Reichert's terrible. So
Reichert is terrible. So there was really no choice there, right?
Yeah, none whatsoever. But that was about it for Democrats for me. It was independents the rest of the road. So, but yeah, pretty wild. But here we are again, another election night. I feel like we just had. 2018. I feel like, holy crap, 2020. I feel like it was just here. 2022. I feel like, oh my God. Yeah, it's going way fast. What's up, Grapentine? Yeah, shit. I don't know. I don't know. Come on, hurry up. 7:00. I want to see what this does.
8 minutes.
8 minutes. So, Indy's in the house. I didn't see Indy. He snuck in here.
Hey, very sneaky.
Yeah. What's going on, Indy? I think I didn't see. I usually check in. We have a little Discord thing I check into with Indy and INN on the regular. Yeah, we're depressing ourselves, Indy. Actually, it's kind of like we're poking fun at us. But we know it's a lose-lose. But I do have a couple of people I definitely want to see defeated. Go ahead.
Projected winner, Ukraine, Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Go red.
Yeah.
Hasn't been called
Ukraine.
She won. She won Ukraine.
At this point,
I'll bet you she wins Israel too.
what's going on?
Now they both win Israel, don't they?
I mean, yeah, Trump leads
think
right
so.
now by 5 points. It's going to shrink, but he's going to win it by 2.5. It's pretty difficult for this race to go any other way. And so at this point, we can make another major projection. And that is the one. Give me 1 second here.
Major projection. Let's hear what he says.
Right. We can project that Donald Trump is going to win Georgia 16 electoral votes.
that's
the
a good
second
one.
swing
That's a
state
good one.
for us to call.
That's a huge one for
Georgia
him.
is going to go red. It's going to vote for Donald Trump for a second time. He's going to flip it back. He won it in 2016, lost it in 2020. He's going to win it back again. So 16 electoral votes from Georgia. You can see at the bottom right, it is going to be red.
Wow.
Pennsylvania, a lot of people want me to look at Pennsylvania. I mean, yeah, I think Trump's going to retake the lead there soon. We also have a projection in Maryland. Angela Ulster-Brooks is going to defeat Larry Hogan to win her first 6-year term. This comes as Ben Cardin is retiring.
That's not a surprise.
So on the Senate map,
That really
Maryland
is not,
is going to
especially
be
Maryland.
blue. Then you guys want me to look at Pennsylvania, so I'll do that in just a second here. Pennsylvania, it's about to flip. Kamala Harris at 50, Trump at 49. Trump is on track to win the state by 1.2%. This is quite incredible.
Oh, that is
this
incredible.
all
If he
yeah, I
wins
think
that, we could all go to bed.
be able to make some calls
10.6%,
soon.
not two
Michigan,
hours
Trump
ago.
+1. I mean, yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
would say
If he
may
wins
have
Pennsylvania,
underestimated
we're going to call
the
it a
former
night,
president a
Shan.
little bit here.
Yeah.
But in terms of
Shit.
margins, it's basically exactly the
And then
same.
we'll wake up in the
Pennsylvania,
morning.
Yeah, so right here, Trump
We'll wake up in the morning and they'll
77
declare George W. Bush the winner.
Projection,
Yeah, it'll be
matches up
martial law
exactly
outside.
Yeah,
Like,
my
Jesus
final
Christ.
forecast,
That's why they have the
287 for
national,
Trump,
you know, they have the
27,
National Guard
for
out
Trump, according to the
in
New York
Washington, Oregon, and California. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I thought they
Yeah.
sent all the National Guard to Ukraine, or am I wrong? Holy crap.
Not all of them.
Yeah, I know. She's a crook. I know, Red Angel. Most of them who aren't crooks. I mean, we got Marie Goolsbee Perez. She's a crook. And she comes off as this little country local gal, you know, all this bullshit, and she's taking $158,000 from pro-Israel lobbies, and she's bending the knee and using the same rhetoric and talking points about Ukraine and Israel. They got the right to defend themselves and all this other bullshit. She's a crook too. So yeah, we get it. We get it absolutely. Rick Larson. You know what? We can say all we want about Rick Larson, Shanda, but you know what? The guy doesn't know how to profit from his job. He doesn't have that much money.
Are you kidding?
Huh?
He's like the dumb. He's too stupid.
Yeah, he is. He's a dum-dum.
You should take a trip from Cantwell. Cantwell knows how.
Yeah, Cantwell. And Cantwell's been, the commercials for Cantwell. Oh, my God. She got you the $35 insulin cap. She stopped grocery companies from merging. She didn't do any of that shit.
Honestly, worse than I expected.
So
Barry
apparently Roseanne Barr wore a Trump shirt to the voting polls, and they told her that she couldn't go in and vote with a affiliated shirt on for supporting a candidate. So she took her fucking shirt off and voted in her bra.
Yeah. Good for her. And that is a rule. You know, you can't wear garb for candidates.
Yeah.
Campaign
exactly.
materials. Oh, well.
These votes are from Des Moines. I mean, Des Moines is the most liberal area in Iowa, and
That's why we always picked a color and just said wear green or wear orange, because everybody relates that, and you can't. It's a plain shirt. You can't tell somebody to take something off just because of the color of it.
But Bill Clinton could go in back. Remember that when Hillary's running? He went to 2 polling sites.
Yes, I remember that.
2 polling sites. The guy should have been arrested for that.
We were screaming, he's fucking cheating. Yeah.
He's cheating.
We weren't. We were all wearing bright green, Kelly green, but it didn't say anything about Bernie on it. It was a way to identify each other in the crowd, you know.
I think I wore back then I wore a Coyote Roadrunner shirt, which was appropriate.
I had so many Bernie shirts, it was insane. I still have some of them tucked away in the closet.
We
Why
like
would you?
Orca, we like pink. We like pink a lot, and we use a lot of pink on our show. So yeah. Colors pink is a wonderful color. That's right. I always forgot about Clinton. Yeah, absolutely. Clinton's.
Yeah, that pissed me off. I remember that.
I wrote a poem back then. It was and the characters were Wall Street Hill and Crooked Bill, and it was pretty good poem. I don't remember what I did with it, but
I remember it.
yeah, I think one of the nice things about seeing this now is the repudiation of all those Hollywood shills, Chanda. I'm just enjoying the hell out of that, especially the last minute ones like Jason Gordon-Levitt and who else came out today? Somebody else came out today. Who was it that endorsed Harris? But it was like a last minute endorsement. Who the hell was it?
I saw a last minute endorsement.
Oh, there was a lot of them. It was, oh God, I can't remember, but it was sickening. And then Harris has done all those setup photo op things going where she's faking stuff.
Oh yeah.
And oh God, yeah, Trump kicked Harris's ass in Georgia. Holy crap. So far.
I don't think they expected that because Georgia's normally a blue state. Think about the population in Georgia. Georgia is mostly the black vote.
Yeah.
And for it to swing over for Trump like that tells you a huge fucking change has happened when it comes
honestly, I think Obama's probably on the phone saying we're done right now, the way it's looking. I don't want to jinx it, but it's not looking good.
Utah, and it's 6, and it's 4, or I guess it should be 6, but I guess I put 4 there, but it's 6 electoral.
Yeah, because they were projecting Harris to win Georgia about 4 hours ago.
Donald Trump is going to win
the
state's 4 electoral votes. We're going to see
Montana,
Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin are the two I'm really looking at.
Well, yeah, that's the huge one.
And Michigan, of course, Michigan. We want to see landslide in Michigan against the Dems. Now, I say against the Dems because I'm not for Trump. I'm just against the Democrats.
I'm against the Democrats, too.
I'm just against the Democrats.
I've got the most knives I've got in my back are Democrats.
I don't care who wins the state as long as it ain't the Democrats. So
yeah.
The governor, she's going to defeat Democrat Joyce Craig in what was supposed to be quite a competitive race. And so good news for Republicans there. Yeah, we're now at 10 p.m. Utah's red. Montana's going to be red very, very soon.
Kansas.
Pennsylvania, Trump takes the lead. Michigan, Harris is ahead by 8. Wisconsin, Trump has taken the lead.
Michigan, well, she might win Michigan.
Into Trump's favor. This is what we've been expecting.
How is she going to win Michigan with the amount of Muslim vote is up there?
I have no idea. Chicanery, maybe. God, I'm just sweeping past some of these MSNBS posts, and they're just having a meltdown over there.
Good.
Oh, look at Rachel Maddow. Ugh, gross. She is so gross. Interesting.
All right. The Senate map here. We'll see if we have any updates here. I mean, the Montana Senate race. This is a big.
Oh, the Gray Zone's live. I didn't know they were live.
Everybody's live.
Sabby's live.
Sabby's live. We were supposed to stop by Sabby's tonight, but I can tell you I'm not going to make it.
I know. If they're still going, I'll stick my head in there and I will wish them.
Oh, good. Give them my love.
Love from you.
It was hard enough for me to get up and join Pasta and then roll right into this show.
I know. You look tired. You look tired. I don't want you overdoing it. It's 7:03. Did they drop yet? Not yet.
Few hours here.
I'm on X.
We are still trying to hit our goal of 350,000 subscribers. So if all of you guys hit subscribe right now, we'll be able to instantly get to 350. Let's see how high it can go up if we all.
Jake Tapper looks like someone just euthanized his pet squirrel.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. From Scott, Louisiana, we know that.
But I guess we'll continue on now. Looking at
why is Harris on the phone? We did it, Joe. We did it.
Trump, he leads 28-26. I mean, I'm sure that's a mistake there. I don't know how that's possible. And then Has Trump taken the lead in Pennsylvania? Yes, Trump has taken the lead in Pennsylvania. Well, I guess he just lost it again, but it's going to come back to him. He's going to win Pennsylvania by probably around 1%.
Holy crap.
As well,
now,
Wisconsin
remember,
too. But it seems that all three of these states, according to the New York Times projection, Donald Trump is favored to win all three of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he needs to do.
I hope.
I will say. I've been predicting 312 for Trump for months now. And I think ultimately at the end, it seemed like Harris's numbers, the early voting numbers in Michigan, were looking quite good. So that's probably the main reason why I gave to Kamala Harris. But I said in the video, it could go either way, and I just had to give it one way or the other. But Minnesota, Donald Trump, it leads by 16 points.
Holy shit.
Harris is on track to win by 4.2. Again, that's definitely not what Kamala Harris needs. This is the home state of her running mate. She can't just win by 4 points. She needs to at least outperform Joe Biden, who won Minnesota by a whopping 7 points. Alan Lichtman is pointing out that most of Trump's counties have dried up. Philly and Pittsburgh are still actively counting. I don't know why the New York Times is giving it to Trump at this stage. I mean, it's clear now that Pennsylvania is kind of gone for Kamala Harris. I mean, there's going to be no projection for a while, but I mean, it's gone. Nothing else really to say about it. Iowa, though, has flipped for Trump. Trump takes the lead in Iowa. No surprises there. He's going to win the state by 8.9. Thank you to Zeracker for gifting 10 channel memberships.
Wow.
Looking at the map here, we have our first results from Oregon, even though polls don't fully close there until 11.
What?
But we do have a voting ending in parts of these eastern counties, and here Trump leads 71-26.
Oh, shit.
I'm not really sure what that means, honestly, but I mean,
that's Eastern Oregon. It's like Eastern Washington. He's not going to get it, but that's a good message, though.
Of votes are in from the state, and Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are in literally a perfect tie. However, a lot of these votes are coming from Maricopa County. That is the most liberal area, as well as
I think he's going to take Arizona.
Compare this to 2020, and you see the issue for Kamala Harris.
Arizona's
Joe Biden won Maricopa County. Today, with mainly just the early votes in, Kamala Harris is barely ahead in Maricopa County. She's not doing well enough. That is why it is lean Republican. Trump is on track to win Arizona by 4.1%.
Oh, ouch.
With my forecast from just a few days ago. So, Arizona probably going to be called pretty soon as well. But for now, we'll keep it there.
Wow.
New Mexico, we have 22% of votes in. It's pretty likely that Kamala Harris is going to win there. New Hampshire,
I don't understand
49%.
New Mexico.
I don't either. I don't get it.
I don't understand how that state is blue.
Harris plus 3.8.
Well, they're really corrupt. You know how corrupt New Mexico
is.
is.
Smaller now, obviously.
So,
lose the state,
who knows what goes on there.
Pretty concerning. Just how poorly
doesn't New Mexico have one of the most corrupt police departments in the world or in the country?
Sorry, not New Hampshire. But
so that's just not.
Corruption is how North.
That place is a shithole.
Trump is now on track.
They don't have water to half of their fucking reservation land.
I mean, wow,
it's terrible. The border crossings over there,
like significant margin. Michigan and Pennsylvania. All looking good for Trump at this point. Kamala Harris's lead is about to get taken away from her.
Did they just say Michigan?
In Michigan.
Yeah.
Thank you to Senor Diarrhea for gifting the 10 memberships. But Michigan, Trump 1.6. I mean, it's really surprisingly well. Somebody asked about Virginia again, so we'll go back to that in just a moment. But Wisconsin, it seems like Trump's lead is expanding there too. In Virginia, Kamala Harris is on track to win by 4.5, so she's probably going to win it, but it's going to be by less than half of Joe Biden's 10-point margin from 2020, so it's still going to be a pretty bad
Well, Virginia, that's CIA heaven there, so yeah.
Yeah, totally CIA heaven. That's all that lives in Virginia.
Quantico.
She is losing, and I think
the Quantico suburb.
If you're a Democrat right now, you're probably melting down.
Yeah, my sister is. She's called me 3 times. I think she gave up.
Your
no
phone's
matter how you want to put it. New Hampshire, 50%. Colorado has just been called for Kamala Harris. This is one of the few states where she might actually outperform Joe Biden, although that's unlikely. But at least she'll get close. I really still haven't seen a single state where she's going to do better than the incumbent president. I mean, in New York, Kamala Harris is winning by 20%, which is actually not as bad as expected. But still, Joe Biden did do better there as well. Nevada, we don't have any votes there yet. Arizona, things are still looking good for Trump. I would say this is my tentative map here, so I'm going to give Arizona to Trump on this map. So now he is just 8 electoral votes.
I like the way this guy does
it.
It
could obviously be closer, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of over. If we look at the poly market forecast, yep, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, they're all on track to go red. Donald Trump, 87.4%. Kamala Harris, 12.9. I mean,
they might call it before 10 o'clock, Shanda.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. And I hope
Wisconsin
there's
and Michigan, and we're basically
that shittery going on, you know?
Things are going perfectly as expected.
Yeah, he has to decisively beat her.
It,
what is the name of this channel? People are asking what the name of this channel is.
Million viewers.
It's called Election Time. You want me to put the link in the chat?
Hit 350 tonight, and I think we can
I like
do
this
it,
no nonsense bullshit.
Yeah, I do too. No bullshit. No, none of that stuff.
Commentary. No fucking.
Support and for
Oh well, this shouldn't be this way. It should be that way.
Donald Trump flipped the popular vote.
Yeah, I like this guy. He's got good commentary. I can tell he's for Trump, but
numbers are starting to creep up.
Yeah,
more and more.
he's not a dick about it.
See their 2024. I guess if I could just see everything at the same
Here's this.
time.
I'll pin it in the chat, you guys.
Oh wow, voters are
With the
saying
popular
that they
vote now,
decided to vote
Donald
for
Trump
Trump
leads
because Kamala
with
didn't go on the Joe Rogan
50.5%
podcast.
of the popular
That's
vote.
funny.
Kamala Harris at 46.3.
You know
Trump is at a
how much
raw
reach
vote
Joe Rogan has?
of
Even after YouTube
41.3
freaking pretty much shadow
million.
banned that
Kamala
episode, you
Harris
couldn't
at
find it.
36.5 million. So
Yeah.
It's looking very, very good here for Donald Trump. He might even win the popular vote. I mean, if you look at the poly market forecast.
Oh boy, that'll make everybody crazy if he wins the popular
vote. Trump
vote.
is actually on track to win it entirely. I mean, look at this graph. Look at what's happened in the past day. Trump has a 76% chance of winning the popular vote. Things really are going his way.
So Shanda, tell
I'm
me,
watching CNN right now.
what's your feeling on this? What is it gonna? What's gonna happen here tonight? The rest of the night.
I have no idea. I'm done predicting these things.
Although this time
I have
for a different
no idea.
reason.
Well, didn't I say a landslide for Trump recently? I hope I'm not wrong, but I think that the
Well, we
Democrats.
thought this in 2020 going into bedtime too.
I
and
know.
We woke up to Joe Biden being the fucking president. So that's why I say I don't trust anything. I don't know how
I
it's
know.
going to turn out.
And
Even if
I'm
he does win, is it going to be a total fight with the Democrats in court? I mean, like they've got their plans in place to deal with him.
I don't know, but
I don't know
there's
what
going to
it's
be
gonna be.
several states fighting them. The thing here is that 2020, I still don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. And I can be a denier all day long, but there's just no way.
Kansas, of course, Trump is going to win.
Hyenas are laughing at Kamala, Tim Buck. Yeah, they are. Oh, my gosh. Lots of red. Yeah, lots of red. But that's normal. They used to call this Jesus land back in the day.
Well, it still is. You try to drive through the Bible Belt now, you still don't get Christian talk radio.
To go until our 11 p.m. poll closings, and not going to be the most important ones, but it's going to do a lot to fill in the map more. So Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, the polls will close in those 4 states, and then at midnight we'll see voting end in Hawaii, and then Alaska will be at 1 a.m. Eastern.
Well, Alaska's going to go for Trump.
Things are
You would think.
continuing.
How much
basically
does
to
Trump
go
have
through.
right
There
now?
is some liberals that live up there now. More liberals are moving up to
As what Trump would have
Alaska.
wanted.
How
The
much?
coin market has Harris at 9%. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna leave this here for you guys to look at it for just a second here. Kamala Harris has totally crashed. This election is basically over. I mean, it's 88.6% chance that Trump wins, 9.7%.
Wow.
9.7% that Harris.
That's the poly market,
will come
though.
out on top, but I mean,
Yeah.
obviously that just isn't going to happen at this point. Do you think CNN is absolutely fake news? I mean, I would say that they try to be objective, but it's clear
No, they
the people
don't.
have on their page.
No, they
No,
don't.
they
You're being
don't.
too kind. Don't be so kind.
Which I don't think is
Fuck
a problem.
that. They're a
but,
lying piece
I mean,
of
I feel
shit.
that, I think they're better than MSNBC, but
No, they're not.
I feel that with
A
the
crumb
election
better,
reporting,
maybe.
At least it's pretty objective. I mean, they're going to call a Trump victory.
Well, right
pretty
now,
soon.
Trump's
He's
sitting at
legitimately
198
actually
and Harris
probably
is sitting at
not
109.
votes in. Trump is going to lose his lead.
Yeah,
soon.
but she's
Harris
going to
is
get the
gonna
West
win.
Coast coming
Oh,
in.
yeah, that's going to pump her up and bring her in close.
There would have to be a big
There's a lot of
shift
delegates,
in
California,
favor of Trump
Washington.
from
Yeah,
Oregon.
oh, yeah, yeah.
But we'll see what
Nevada.
happens.
What do we got? 17 in
Arizona would
Washington?
have 40% of the votes.
California's
Yeah.
got 54, something like that.
That was
Oregon's
crazy.
Oregon's got, what, 16? I mean, we're kind of neck and neck.
4 points. Yeah, this is pretty big. We're going to be able to make a projection there pretty soon, in all honesty. New Mexico hasn't even been called yet. Kamala Harris is on track to win by less than 5. I mean, once again, I've overestimated the vice president. I kind of thought that in some of the more blue states, she wouldn't perform nearly as poorly as she is right now. But, I mean, I guess anything is possible. All right. Somebody wants a full update on Kansas. Also, people want Maine. So Kansas, Trump at 52, and then Kamala Harris at 46. This is mainly because
I guess
all the
they
Kansas
cleared
City
it up. They
votes
already
are coming
cleared
in
it
at
up.
this point. And then ultimately, though, Trump is going to win by 7.
Hey, Fred, what's going on?
In 2020 in Maine,
Fred
we only
Edwards,
have
good to
8%
see ya.
votes in. Trump is leading by 4, although ultimately he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it by 6. Yeah, that's not what Democrats really want. Angus King in the Senate, he is ahead. It does seem like he is going to win his race up there. I don't think I actually made a slide for him, but it's fine. Go to the New York Times tracker. If somebody could put the link to the New York Times tracker, I'm not exactly sure
Who
what
wants
that
to
is
check that
referring
piece of
to. Of
shit?
course, I see
I'm
this.
going to check
I
it.
guess maybe there's a
New York
popular
Times
vote
tracker.
where- yeah, there it is.
The
So
Guardian
New York
used to
Times
do a
has
good
Donald Trump
tracker.
winning the popular
Yeah,
vote
they did, but
by
the Guardian's so full of shit now.
0.6%.
What did I read from the
This is the
Guardian
first
that pissed me off?
that
today? I saw
Republicans
something that
will
pissed
win
me off
the
from the
popular
Guardian.
vote in 20 years. The last time, of course, being with George W. Bush in 2004. And then before that, you would have to go back to 1988 with the election of George H.W. Bush. With the Electoral College, Trump is on track to win 295 right now. My projection originally was 297.
What'd I say,
See
298?
what happens there, but Trump
Yeah,
295.
you did.
And then in terms of winning the election as a whole, the New York Times gives Donald Trump a 79% chance of winning.
Holy
the
shit, the
election.
New York
Wow.
Times?
Here, we'll see what
New York Times
what
is
the
pretty
update
much
here
calling
is.
it. Wow.
88.
Wow.
I mean, Trump has got this election in the bag. I think something else that would be fun to do is just to see how all these forecasts have updated in the final day, because there was a pretty notable shift in favor of Harris.
Nancy Pelosi must be
this
passed
morning.
out drunk
If
in
you
a
look
pool
at
of
the
chocolate ice cream. Very good piece of, yes.
So once again,
Hey, don't leave out that Hillary's right there next to her.
Oh my God. Hillary Clinton's probably pushing diamonds out her ass.
Exactly.
They're going to end up being wrong as well. And then
I think I'm just going to beat the.
All
I'm,
that Apex
he'll end
money
up being wrong
room.
once again.
I'm
too.
going to beat up on Hollywood forever over this
Obviously,
election
because
if
of the
Trump
odds,
does
but
win
it's
by a
funny how they all
landslide.
shifted in favor of Kamala Harris on that final
So
day,
I said Trump's going to
which is
declare
this
himself
morning.
winning by 9 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah, I mean,
What time is it now?
back to the map
Gives him
here.
2 hours. He's going to
Iowa,
declare
Trump
himself
wins by 5.
that he won
Wisconsin's only gonna expand
by
to
9
4.
o'clock at the latest.
Arizona, we have a majority of the votes now in. Kamala Harris leads by 0.8, but it's still very likely Trump will win it. Plus 3.9 is the current margin for the former president.
Wow.
Yep, we'll
Are they going to
see
start a nuclear war right now to interrupt this or what?
over the next 40
Yeah,
minutes,
don't hold
'cause
your
in
breath.
40
They
minutes
love to
we'll
play
have,
hanky-panky shit at the very end of these
Oh,
polls.
I'm not. I'm not.
Seen it
I,
multiple times where they come in the middle of the night and change the fucking numbers on us.
it ain't going to fly
Go,
this
all
time.
right.
It's not going to fly this time.
Caught up on
I hope
chat
that
real
it's such a
quick.
red wave that it would not. I'm gonna have to run to the bathroom real fast. I gotta go pee.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be right
so
back.
no votes from Nevada have come out yet. It's still just 0-0. They're gonna take
Those
a while
peeps in
before
Georgia
time
were pissed
in
because
back
Beyonce
in
didn't
20
sing.
20,
Yeah,
they always
and
take a long
probably
time.
pissed that she got $10 million for 2 minutes, Jody. Yeah, probably. I want to know. I'm going to try and do a little research. How much they paid each one of these Hollywood shills, particularly Harrison Ford, to do the endorsement. I want to find out those numbers because I think they're going to break your brain when you find out how much all of these endorsements for Harris cost. I think that's crazy.
Onto a 5-point lead. Let's take a look at Let's take a look at the update. Trump's on track to win by 2.6. Basically, what we had earlier. And so we're going to be able to call a lot of these states pretty soon. New Hampshire right now, Kamala Harris at 52, Donald Trump at 46. It does seem like she's going to be able to hold on to her lead, at least for now.
Eminem, yeah. He didn't look happy either, did he, Jody? Looked like he was constipated the whole time, but maybe that's his look. I don't know. This is nuts. Anyway, if you like this guy's election time podcast, you might subscribe to him. I mean, I think he does a better job than anybody else, and he's fast. He's fast, he's concise, he's honest with his opinions. He's not embellishing on one candidate or the other. He's focused on the election. I like that. No bullshit. So,
this number does continue to go down every time.
Of course, if you'd like to go over and listen to Rachel Maddow, how about Jake Tapper? Oh my God!
But it's now 10:20. You know, the night is probably going to end pretty early on. CNN currently has it at 178.91, but we of course know that they're heavily underestimating Trump in many of these races. Iowa has just been called. I think a lot of people are saying. People, when we look at polling market again, apparently Trump is finally at 90.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it seems like Trump is now at 90. It seems like it's a lock. He's going to win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Honestly, a little bummed out that I'll be proven wrong by less than 1% in both Wisconsin and Michigan. So I apologize for that. But I guess if I point to my prediction from 5 days ago, that would have been absolutely perfect. But I mean, you know, obviously we had Trump winning and the map wasn't going to change too much from there. The margin in Illinois right now.
Why are you guys going to block my entry?
That
These
is
cats.
It's 11 points for Kamala Harris. This is actually quite bad. The last three Democratic nominees here have won the state by 17 points.
I have both cats blocking my entry, so I can't. I had to
Kamala
crawl
Harris
through the
up
screen to get out.
Up by 10.
Sammy's been hanging out under your Christmas tree back there.
Oh, I'm good kitty.
For the
Good
Democrats.
kitty, Samantha.
Now, we're going to look at
I'll take a
Arizona.
picture
We
of
have a
her
Senate
tomorrow and
election
send it to
there,
you.
I will. I love
with
Sammy.
Carrie Lake running as the
It's a pretty
Republican
baby.
nominee. Now, you know, people will get upset at me.
I had to get my
because I like
puke
to
bag out
bash
just in case I
on
have an accident.
Carrie Lake,
Are you
but
feeling like that? Do you need to go or
it doesn't
what?
seem like she's
I
gonna
always
win,
feel like that, so
even at this
it's okay.
point. So, look at Arizona on the presidential level. Trump is at 49, Harris at 50. The Senate race has Ruben Gallego at 53, Carrie Lake at 45. So Trump is outperforming Lake.
How is Carrie
by
Lake losing in
4%
Arizona?
right
I'll never
now.
understand that.
Kamala
Maybe
Harris
her
is on
personality.
pace to
She
win
was a
by
radio
1.
jock down
Trump
there.
is on track to win by 4.
I don't know.
Basically,
Wow.
going
But
to
you think
see
they
a
like that
5-point
shit? I've been to
swing
Arizona.
in
There's a lot of fucking
margin
Republicans
in
there.
favor
Oh, I know.
of
I used to work there. I lived there for
over the
5
next
years.
few hours. Carrie Lake
Too
is
hot.
behind by
Way
8,
too hot.
so
Yeah.
it
One of
does
my
seem like
ex-husbands
Lake is
was
gonna
there.
lose
He did
again.
time
This
in
was a
Maricopa
winnable race
County
for Republicans.
at
It's
Joe
just that the person
Paya's
that
fucking
chosen
prison.
Oh,
the
really?
person that lost the governorship to Katie Hobbs, who was
Till he got sent to
you
the
know, a
state
pretty
pen.
uninspirational candidate.
I had a girlfriend
for
over
governor
in
back 2022.
the ladies,
Republicans
the
put up
women's prison
anyone
out
else,
there. I don't even
literally
remember the
anybody
name of
else.
it. It was
was
started
Blake
with a
Masters
P.
even. They would have been able to win.
I've been out to
Percival?
the
Carrie
women's
Lake was
prison.
never the person
In
who was
Arizona?
doing that the entirety of
I've
the
been there.
election cycle.
God, it's been like 6 or 7 years since I've been there, but I've been there. The
People want to
women's
look
prison.
at Texas.
That's
In the
where they started
prison
locking
or
up
visiting?
In Texas,
No,
it
we
might
were
be a
protesting
solid
out
margin.
front.
Yeah, no,
You might even win by more than 50.
Perryville. Perryville prison.
Perryville, yep.
Yeah, that was it.
Going back to 2012,
Yeah, she was in there. She was in prison.
Bush era.
Her
Is
husband
this a red mirage or legit
knocked
good
off
news?
something, ripped something
This
off,
is
and
most
she got most of the
definitely
blame because
legit
she was in the
good
car.
news for Trump.
Trafficking.
So, yeah,
That's
so
what
Right now,
Look forward
basically
to
what we
was
have
trafficking.
is
yeah, she wasn't
Trafficking
innocent, but
delinquents.
she wasn't as guilty as he was.
Arizona, Georgia, and North
Trafficking
Carolina,
humans,
the
it was
3 must-win
trafficking
states in the Sun Belt. Now all he needs is Wisconsin, Michigan, and
you.
Pennsylvania.
We
Yeah.
love you, Shanda. Yes, we do. We love you, Shanda.
The votes that are coming in
Yeah.
right now.
It's
It seems pretty
my
clear
port.
that Trump is
I have
gonna win
another
at least
treatment in the
one,
morning,
but
so we just
probably
left the
all
port in
3 of them.
tomorrow, so it's
So this
easier
is
for
not
them
a
to
mirage.
access,
This
and
is
I don't
not
get
like what we
poked
saw in
again.
2020.
So you say that goes into your, does that literally go into your heart?
I would say if you're a Republican
Goes into my
right now,
vascular system that
you
goes
have
straight into my
nothing
heart.
to worry about.
And
They
then,
find a big artery
obviously
that
I
goes
could be
going
wrong,
into your
but
heart
and-
and plug it in.
and then it disperses from your heart to all the cancer.
Well, most
Nothing
medications go to your heart
to worry
first, and then it
about.
gets pumped out to all
Republicans
your
couldn't be in
different.
a better position.
Oh yeah,
Here at 10:30 p.m. Obviously, the race, isn't going to be called
it's
that
not
fast,
painful. Plus, I have numbing cream on it most of the time, so it's
but
not.
it will be
it's
called pretty soon. I do.
But just
think.
Mike-
talking about it gives me jibbies behind my
People
knees.
saying about carrying
Ugh,
on
sorry.
with Arizona, we're at 51%.
Jody said
of the
Mike
votes
McRae
are
just
now
said
in
it would be funny
for
if Trump
Arizona.
won, Biden died in office, and Kamala Harris had to be president of the United States for a couple of months. That would, yeah, that would
You
be.
could do some damage in a couple of months, so the
Oh,
Dems
yeah.
would just run wild with their little evil plans. I can see
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah, they're really-
I try to read
Wow.
the chat and see what you guys
Diabolical
want me to go
plans.
Just wow.
So I'm glad you guys
This
have
is
been
wild.
You know,
enjoying
being
the
inside the
coverage, but we
Democratic
can also
Party
make
and
another
having them treat us the way they did
I
has
believe
changed me
should
to
be
the core of the
updated
person
on
that I
our
am.
Twitter.
I loathe them
And
with
that is
every
that
fiber
New
in my
Hampshire
fucking
will
being,
go
and it's
to Kamala
because
Harris.
they
Kamala Harris
sold
is
me
the
a false
projected winner in
pretext
the
for
Granite State
35
of New
years that they
Hampshire.
were the
It's gonna
party
be
of the
close.
people,
Kamala Harris'
and they don't
performance is
do
gonna be
anything
bad,
for the
but she
people.
is
They
ultimately
fucking
going to
wave a
win the
carrot in
state.
front of your
New
face,
Hampshire
and then when they
is
win, they
going
shove
to
it up
be
your ass.
blue
Yes.
on our map.
At least the
We can
Republicans are
also
like, "Hey, see
project
this
that
carrot? We're gonna
in
shove it straight up your
Ohio,
ass. You get
Bernie
nothing."
Moreno is going to win in the Senate seat. He's going to defeat Sherrod Brown.
I wonder
incumbent
how
Democrat. This is going to
Jose
be a
Vega's
flip
doing.
in favor of
I saw him cruising around in his van earlier.
for Republicans. This basically means
Sister Amber, we should get her results back after 8 o'clock, right?
I know. I'm waiting for Amber's too. I haven't pulled up Washington's.
Coming back to the map. See if
I should pull
there's
up
any-
Washington.
Are they counting them? I thought they couldn't release the counts till after 8 o'clock.
Here.
Let me look. I'll look.
Michigan is now
Yeah,
leaning
go to
Republican.
my,
Michigan might even vote to the right of
myvote.com or
Pennsylvania
myvote.org. One of those has real
and
time.
Wisconsin. I mean, that's the biggest surprise, isn't it? In these Senate races, though, the Senate election in Pennsylvania is now a pure toss-up. I mean, we might see a red wave for the GOP. It might be 54 seats for Republicans. It seems like Tammy Baldwin currently is on track to lose her re-election to a third term. I mean, that is a really big deal here. Tammy Baldwin is behind.
No, they haven't counted him yet. They're not going to count. No, they're going to count them after 8 o'clock.
Which is stupid because they've had them all in there. We can watch them tick in. Why'd they change it this year in Washington?
I didn't think they did. I thought they never turned them on here. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
No, we've seen them live
So the
happening.
margin right now is around 0.8. So we're going to see another 0.8 increase for
You
Republicans.
can see how many
there.
counties were
It's
reporting
the
how much
Senate
they had
race.
reported, 80%, 70%
Yeah, it seems
counted.
like Tammy
Can't do that now.
Baldwin might be on track to lose. We'll have to see what happens, but the Wisconsin Senate race is going to be among the most competitive. Now in Michigan, it seems like Alyssa Slotkin is actually doing quite well. At least that's based on what we're seeing in the betting markets. Give us 1 second to take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, it would be a surprise for Republicans to sweep the 3 upper Midwestern seats, but it really seems like that is incredibly possible right now.
Wasn't it the New York Times maybe I watched last year?
Carrie Lake is going to win.
The year before?
Because Carrie Lake is still a
I had a
problem.
link somewhere last year that I was listening to somebody who was dropping them in real
Republicans
time.
are doing a lot better than expected.
Well, the Times tracker has still got Harris at 112 and Trump at 198.
I mean, obviously.
So they haven't updated it. Let me refresh. Maybe they have. No, they haven't. They have not updated it.
Pennsylvania update. We're at 56% of the vote. Donald Trump takes a bigger lead. He's now up by 3 points.
Holy
He's on track
crap.
to win by 2%. Yeah, it seems that right now Donald Trump is on track to perform better than he ever has in the past. That's what the polls have been saying.
I wonder why. World War III, money out of the country, grocery prices, immigration, all this stuff. It's the economy, stupid. Quoting James the Skeleton Carvel.
We should be getting upset about this.
That dumbass.
Where they were just huge misses.
He was right back in the day. It's the economy.
Georgia's done. I mean, we already called it, but the news media is going to call it very soon. Trump is going to win.
Chase Oliver and Jill Stein, 0 electoral votes.
Already by 2.1% or 3.1%.
Well, that's what it always
shrink
is.
a little bit, but he's going to win.
Jody, you're in rare form tonight. I guess that endorsement from Big Dick Cheney and his evil spawn didn't help. Yeah, that's right, Jody.
Vice president here, I guess, in
Pig heart,
Mexico.
man.
People also want to look at Virginia. 73% of
Victoria
Donald Trump
Nuland
has lost the lead in Virginia. This was definitely expected. Harris on track to win by 4.7. It is what it is, but it's still a good performance for Trump. Definitely.
In the Electoral College, yeah, I would say that, but there has to be some caveat there, because if they took away the Electoral College, what would happen would be that the candidates, they'd only campaign in like New York and the West Coast.
Yeah,
they wouldn't
exactly.
campaign in the middle states.
As well, we'll probably be able to say something about that pretty soon. Somebody said, thank you for your unbiased and useful election content. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I do my best to not stay in the middle, but to try to take information from both sides, which is why I'm not one of those people that gave Trump 340 electoral votes. Not to say their name, or the people that said that.
Hey, Cobra Commander, what's going on?
But
Hamas, our
definitely,
heroes.
to be as realistic as possible. And I think, that's done me quite well. 2020 exact margin. This time we're going to get very close. Maybe not the exact margin, but at most just 2 states away. But of course, with the correct winner projected.
What the hell's wrong with Minnesota? Are they having trouble counting the votes? It hasn't snowed there yet.
Right.
4%. They're so hanky up there.
Lucas Coons.
Don't you know?
Election. We called
Minnesota.
This like a while ago. New York Times forecast apparently has Trump winning the popular vote by 8%.
And I'm hot.
Yeah, the election really would be over if that actually happened. Trump was 0.8. I mean, this is a big milestone for Republicans. Their first popular vote win in 2 decades since
they used Telegram.
They haven't been able to do this, but now they finally have.
My sister's gonna blame me for
somebody wanted me
for Trump winning. I did it.
You did it.
My vote.
The MSNBC.
She gave me that. Well, then that's a vote for Trump. If you vote for anybody but Harris.
I've been getting trolled all day over on X. Like, I'm just slinging it back at him. Shut the fuck up. I got called a Russian bot. So I
You're
put a
Russian
picture
bot?
of Putin up. Yeah, so I put a picture of Putin up that said, dude, you get a 0 for originality. Like, come up with some better than this shit. And he comes back at, you admit it? I admit that I'm Putin's friend. Yeah, okay.
Tell them to go polish their tooth and leave you alone. I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
there's been a couple of trolls, but I'm like, just fuck off, troll. I'm done with this.
I ended up putting a test pattern in my Facebook group.
I do it all the time.
Please stand by. Please stand by. And it's kind of funny, but my Facebook group is Washington centric, and it's mixed, but it's leaning. It's been leaning for Trump. Unbelievably, that's an old Bernie group. And they're
been
leaning
3 months
towards
of
Trump
daily
in
uploads.
there. And I'm thinking,
And
wow.
anytime
I
one
think
of
for
the
last 4 months,
shit-lib
so
progressives comes
that's
in there and
something
tries to
else.
post something about Harris or the
pretty good about.
Democrats, we dogpile them. That's the funny part.
I've been going tit for tat. Anything they put
Somebody
in
asked, why is the
saying,
election bad for the
Kamala,
state, only 4 electoral votes, but
I
states
just
with
put
the
in
same
another
amount
one,
aren't?
not for Trump, but
I'm not sure if I know
showing
exactly what you mean
why
by
would you
that.
vote for genocide?
As New Hampshire
Exactly.
So I haven't been
isn't really
boosting
about
Trump
that.
over there.
It's
I've just
one
been
of the
showing
fortunate
everything
points.
that's
It is
wrong
one
with the
of states that
Democrats.
I knew that I wasn't going to be able to call at poll closing time.
Doesn't mean you're a Trump supporter.
I just can't believe that they're
obviously
counting these votes so
close this
slowly
time,
in
but
Minnesota
do have a
and
good
Michigan.
advantage. That is
That's
something
where they're
shown
going to
through.
pull some fat
Anything the
shittery
Parliament
at.
vote
I'm
will
telling
end
you.
up at.
Hanky
I think
panky's
Trump
going
plus
on in
one.
those states.
I mean, that's going to be a huge
I don't know
shift.
why he doesn't have. Why doesn't he have Georgia read out down there? He's still got it grayed out.
One Georgia. I don't think the whole vote's in, maybe. Oh,
And
he waits for the
Kamala Harris, I
mainstream
think
media to
Democrats
call it, I think.
Oh, okay. Well,
realized a long
that's
time
good.
ago
I'm glad
the
he
mistakes they've made.
is using that
If
for a
they had just
backup.
if they had gotten rid of Biden a long time ago, and if they had ran a primary like
Yeah,
normal,
my mom blamed me
they
for
wouldn't
Trump
be
winning.
losing
I had
Michigan
these old men
and
come in and scream at me that it was my fault that I voted for
really
Jill
been the
Stein,
big
which made
issue
Trump
for
win.
Democrats throughout this cycle.
Jesus
It's really starting to
Christ.
bite
Like,
them.
that's not how it works, asshole. And Jill Stein didn't get enough of the vote to even threaten freaking Donald Trump or the Democrats. So shut up.
You care about abortion.
Desert Madness has a news flash. I just had the best chocolate macaroon from the Moscow's food co-op in Idaho. I love macaroons. They're so freaking fattening. Oh my God. My blood sugar beats the hell out of my noodle when I have anything like that.
I'm not allowed sugar, so I walk into the cancer ward and there's a whole bowl of fucking candy sitting on the nurse's station counter. I'm like, you guys are
Really?
bad. Why are you tipping everybody with this shit? Yeah. And then they offer you snacks the whole time you're sitting in infusion. And they have like pudding pops or pudding snacks. Everything's full of sugar. You know, I'm like, no, I can't have none of that. It's full of sugar. Like, don't you guys offer some healthy options to your cancer center? Come on now.
Yeah, sugar is like cancer's fun food. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't eat very much sugar at all. I eat a little tiny bit of sourdough bread. That's it, because I cut out all carbs, potatoes, rice, noodles. I try to stay away from all of it, or I use a high protein alternative, like cauliflower noodles. They're not that bad.
He is on track to win the state. It's extremely unlikely that he'll lose it. We'll also see.
It looks like Trump's winning Minnesota.
Thanks for
Now he'll probably lose it by a point, which is scary.
Be of use. But right now, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, they're all toss-ups. Trump only needs one. He leads in basically all of them. Michigan, Trump is about to take the lead in Michigan, and once he takes it, he's not going to lose it. People asking why didn't Georgia get called yet? That's just because the news channels like to be very cautious with it. But I mean, look at it. It's very likely Republican. The New York Times is never going to say that it's very likely Republican unless it is. He has an over 95% chance of winning. Georgia's red. We've called it. But North Carolina here is likely Republican. It's only going to go up as more votes are counted. But yeah, I mean,
God, this kid's fast, man. Look at him fly. He's all over this thing.
No, I like this
Mexico, I'm
coverage
hoping we
way
can call
better
this
than
state
listening to
soon.
the
Once the New York
commentary
Times
on any of the
moves it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's cut the crap and he's just getting in there with the figures.
That hasn't even happened yet. I mean, Kamala Harris' performance has just not been good. We'll come back to make some more projections right now, though, as we do have a few more states to call. Yeah, so we'll start off. The 2nd District of Maine, Donald Trump is going to win for a 3rd time in a row. He's going to win the district's 1 electoral vote. Kamala Harris has already taken the state at large as well as the 1st district, but the 2nd congressional district.
So he is going to get he's going to get a delegate from
on our map here that Trump is at 244 electoral votes. Now we still do have the 2nd district of Nebraska left. That currently is favoring Kamala Harris.
This is annoying. Okay.
Supposedly, it was reported that the Harris campaign is working on a concession speech
Shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if she gave that speech tonight. It's probably going to happen sometime soon. Somebody says, shout out from Washington. I appreciate your content.
No,
and keep
we
up the good work.
didn't do it
We
again.
didn't do
that's what I'm
it,
here for.
Joe.
I'll be here for as long as I can.
We can hear
Hopefully
it now.
until we get
Jesus
a winner.
Christ.
Wipe
Somebody-
my pin. I'm going to lock all of you up.
Somebody who's
Yes,
quick on the
people
draw.
says,
I'd do it. I
I'm going
just
to
don't
love
feel
to
like
see
it.
Alan
But
Rickman's
just take
excuse
your
this time.
AI and
Refuses
do
to
a,
admit he was
oh,
wrong in
Joe, we
2000.
didn't do.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck.
I definitely am
Neither
excited
one
as
of you
well
guys are
to see
worth it.
what he has to say about this.
But
because
Harris,
he has spent
you've been
the
doing
past
shit for
half
4
year
years and
streaming
none
every
of it
single
good
day,
for the people.
telling us about how Kamala Harris is going to win. And because a lot of people do trust him, they've all been misled. And I mean, I would say the
Nate
certainty
Silver.
that he says it with is the biggest issue. You know, the way that he says that his keys are a science. I mean, how could his keys possibly be a science? I mean, it's literally just 12 or whatever, 14
Who's he
arbitrary.
ranking on? Nate Silver?
Yeah,
issues.
probably.
And
Nate
obviously,
Silver,
he
has
picked
he
them
ever
well
been
and done a
right?
job with them so far.
Nate
But the
Silver
fact
called
that
it for
he's
Trump.
so confident, and the fact that he tries
Oh,
to
he
convince
did?
people of that,
Oh, he did.
I think it's definitely
Oh,
an
wow.
He said it to me
issue.
a couple of weeks
'Cause
ago, and
he's
I
gonna
was
be
like,
wrong this
yeah,
time.
well,
Good
I don't know if I
move,
listen to
Nate.
that guy.
Good move, Nate. You finally got one, right?
I think
New
so.
Hampshire gets 4 votes.
Yeah,
Rhode Island
Orca.
gets 4.
I
Nebraska gets
I'm a
4.
recovering
Why is New Hampshire
Democrat.
considered a more important state than
So-
others for any party? What makes New Hampshire
you go.
special? Well, New Hampshire is just a lot more competitive. I mean, I can show you guys.
Joe
2016,
Joe calls to
New Hampshire
congratulate
decided
Kamala.
by less than half a
Congratulate
percentage point. I
Kamala.
think a lot of people are
That's
surprised
good.
to learn that New Hampshire was so close.
Oh my
2 years
God.
ago. In 2020, Joe
That's
Biden
funny.
won it
Jesus
by
Wait a second,
7
but I got it.
Today, Kamala Harris is going to win it by around 3 to 4. Basically, the middle of the two margins.
He is in a
Harris
home
and
already.
Biden.
It's called the White House.
Basically, exactly what I've been saying. It's kind of one of the points that I've just been saying over and over again when it comes to Maine and New Hampshire, that the margin is going to be exactly between Biden and Clinton's margins from the past 2 cycles. Michael says the way you present the data is a much needed medium these days. I'd appreciate
Yeah.
it. Yeah, thank you so much.
I agree, Michael.
I'm just doing my best here to keep
Cut
up
the
with
crap.
that.
Cut
I
the
missed
crap
that.
and
I
do
your
really
job.
apologize for that, but
Yeah,
I'm
show
gonna
us
keep
the
up with
numbers.
the
That's
chat.
all
I
we
like
want.
that, Shanda.
And answer
Cut
all
the
the questions
crap,
you guys
show us the
have.
map, and give us the
Nelson asks,
numbers.
Why do Maine
That's
and Nebraska
it.
have 2
This
congressional
guy's doing
districts?
great. I'm
Well,
going to
Maine
shout
actually
him
has
out
2, and then
tomorrow.
Nebraska has 3. So basically,
No, we appreciate it. No
electoral
thrills, no
college
bull.
and just with voting in general, the laws are
Yeah,
all
if you think
made
about it, if you're
by
watching over there,
the
give him a
states,
thumbs
and
up.
so
He's got
these 2 states just
55,000
decided
thumbs
that
up.
they're gonna
That's
allocate 2
really
electoral
good.
votes from the state as a whole, and then one per
Somehow he made it through the
congressional district.
algorithm.
And so as it's played out, basically,
I found him.
we basically have one district from each state
I-
that goes
I
with the
hunted
other
him
party,
down. I
with
looked
the
at it
state.
and I listened to him for a
Somebody
few
says,
minutes, and I
"Green
said,
from a
you know
former
what?
Democrat in Texas turned Trump
This
supporter.
is great.
Thanks for your meaningful content.
I won't have to
and
change
unbiased
screens
coverage."
tonight.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. You guys want me to check Wisconsin? Thank you to Christian for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Taking information from multiple sources and presenting it in a non-biased way. Yep. Of course, that's what I, try to do with this channel. And then, so I guess we'll now give you guys an update on Wisconsin.
Thomas
Michigan,
Massey
and
got reelected.
Pennsylvania.
Good.
Trump leads by
That's good news.
3. Michigan. Trump
I like
leads
Thomas
by
Massey. I don't agree with everything he says,
0.6.
but I do like him on a lot of
Wisconsin,
shit.
Trump
He was
leads
unchallenged.
by 1.5. Wisconsin and Michigan are now lean red.
Oh, good.
And if the New York Times says this, it's pretty clear that he's going to win.
They're
And
calling
then
it for
with
Georgia now.
Pennsylvania, Donald Trump
Trump has
at
won
51.
Georgia
It's still a
officially.
toss-up, but
They're
it's
getting
probably
ready to
fall
call
into
it for
that
Trump.
category
They might
very,
call
very
it for
They
Trump
did.
We're now
before
less than
9
1,000
o'clock.
subscribers away from
Is
350,000.
he
So
coloring
you guys can
Georgia
hit that
yet?
subscribe
He needs
button
to
color
right now.
Georgia.
Get us over the
Hey,
top
Indy, did
in
we have
just
a
5
bet?
seconds. I mean, that would be cool.
I
really
said
appreciate you guys.
Before 10 o'clock.
Tuning into the
Wow.
channel. We're almost at 3 million views, 3 million different people watching this. I mean that's just unbelievable. So, the support, has just been crazy over the last few hours.
Why won't these stupid hicks obey?
Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
This is
we'll come back.
crazy.
We'll see if we can make any projections pretty soon. I'm trying to get these states out of the way.
You're doing good, kid. 210 for Trump and 112 for Harris. Holy poo-poo,
All right, we're now
Batman.
less than 200 away, so we're probably going to see it cross very soon. There's a little bit of a delay. But now we're at 350. Thank you guys so much. I
Color
didn't
in
even
Georgia
think that
is
we were going to get to
beneficially
300 during
called.
this stream because we were at like the 280 range when this first started. So this has just been incredible. I mean, I guess we can go for 400.
Go for 400, dude. You're doing a good job.
I think if we get close, I mean, that would be awesome.
I like this kid.
You know, you guys have been amazing sticking with me. I'm going to try to keep this going for as long as possible because there's a lot of other races to cover as well. And of course, I think with the mainstream media, the problem is that they're just so slow with it.
Yeah, they are.
We have some more projections to make right now, ones that, you know, CNN, MSNBC, they're simply not going to make at this point, even though they're pretty certain that the race is going to go one way or the other. So we're actually going to replace the goal now for the third time in this video. I mean, thanks to your guys' support, we're now going to up the goal to a whopping 400,000. So again, thank you guys so much. I mean, this really means a lot to me. You know, that you guys are enjoying the content. All right, so we're now just 16 minutes away from the next poll closing. The next poll closing will be at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Voting will end in these 4 states: Washington, Oregon, California, and Idaho. They're going to be quite consequential.
Trump a 72% chance of winning as of 10 p.m. New York time.
Kamala Harris is going to win them, but they're going to be consequential in the way that we'll get the map filled in a lot more after this.
So 12 for Washington, 8 for Oregon. That's 20. 74 when he gets the West Coast.
We have a few more. You know, these states. I think it's going to take a while.
She's still going to be under 200.
Here, we can definitely do it a little bit faster. The 2nd district of Nebraska, we are projecting will go to Donald Trump. He's going to win the 2nd district, the 2nd district of Nebraska will go to Kamala Harris. She's going to win the 2nd district after the lines were moved to make it even more left-leaning than it was before. That's probably the only reason why she's winning the 2nd district right now, but it's going to be blue on our map. This is going to give her 1 additional electoral vote. People want me to drink water. I mean, yeah, I guess I am starting to lose my voice at this point, but
it happens when you've been on air for
We'll see how long we can keep this up.
They're blaming it on Joe Rogan. The Democrats
yeah, so Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. We have more updates from those states. Pennsylvania now, Trump +3. Michigan,
holy
Trump
shit.
+1.3. Wisconsin, Trump +1.3. If we look at the Senate elections, Republicans are in a great place. They might even flip some of these upper races. It seems like Bob Casey right now is on track to lose. Wisconsin, Tammy Baldwin is on track to lose. Only Alyssa Slonk in Michigan is actually going to win. We have 2 Democratic incumbents right now that nobody thought was going to lose. I mean, look at the odds in Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin had an 83% chance of winning basically throughout the entire year.
She should lose.
She should lose.
And then in Pennsylvania, for Bob Casey, it was at 86 at one point. So these 2 races getting close is just a huge surprise. Now, they could still go both ways, but the GOP should be pretty happy with where they are at this point. A 54 Senate would be incredible for Trump. I think at this point, the House races, I think Republicans will definitely hold on to the House, given how well Trump has been performing on the presidential level.
13 minutes before polls close on the West Coast.
I love this channel so much.
Yeah,
found out about it.
You doing all right?
You very professional.
Okay, I'm hanging in there. I want to see the 11 o'clock polls.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that a lot,
man. In here. Plus, I want to see Washington State's polls.
Alan Lichtman is having a meltdown. If someone wants to update me on what he's doing, I think that would be pretty funny to hear. But we do have 2 more projections incoming. These are 2 big states. And then afterwards, we will have the 11 p.m. poll closing with some more projections. CNN just projected Texas in favor of Ted Cruz. So obviously he was going to win there. But we already have that projected quite a long time ago.
Yeah, a
New
long
Mexico
time
Senate
ago.
election will go to Martin Heinrich. He's going to win his re-election, even though many of his fellow Democrats couldn't be struggling anymore. Angus King will also win up in Maine. So we have some more Senate projections to make at this very moment. So Maine is going to be blue. New Mexico will also be blue. And then Nebraska is probably going to end up being blue, but
I don't get it.
Going to make that projection yet.
I don't get it either.
Surrounded by red. Virginia, Tim Kaine leads by 4. Kamala Harris right now is ahead by 2. So we'll make the Virginia call in just a few moments. But we're about to approach another big poll closing. Something else I just want to say is just how ugly the CNN slides have been this election cycle.
Yeah.
I feel like they've just been so much
who
worse
else
than
got
they have in the past.
reelected?
They've been in the past. CNN used to be the one that people liked the most, but now, honestly, it's the one that I like the least.
Whatever.
I don't know if anyone else agrees with me there, but the CNN slides just have not been it this cycle.
Yeah, because he bent the knee and did what they wanted, so they let him stay in there.
Of course. I didn't know he came with knee pads.
A few additional projections
as of August 28th, 2026.
A few more races that we can call.
Wow.
Based on the numbers that we're seeing. First off, Virginia. We can call Virginia in favor of Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is going to pull off a very strong performance in the state, but ultimately Kamala Harris is going to come out on top. Her lead is going to expand slightly. She'll win by around 3 to 4 points. This is terrible compared to Biden's 10-point margin from 4 years ago, but ultimately Virginia is a pretty blue state, and the fact that Kamala Harris is just winning it now, is yet another sign that her campaign has completely gone off the rails. We can also project New Mexico going to Kamala Harris. She is going to win the state's 5 electoral votes. It's going to be another small margin, probably even less than 5% or just over. For context, Joe Biden won New Mexico by 11 points 4 years ago. So another huge drop-off. Kamala Harris should be embarrassed by how poor her performance has been.
She's embarrassed by shit.
She is not embarrassed at all. She has no clue.
Oblivious, exactly.
But yeah, so at this point, we're going to... I'm going to fill in the map here. So we have Virginia and New Mexico. Basically, we're left with just the states out west where we do not have where polls have not closed yet.
Close in 9 minutes.
Then
9 minutes.
We have much of the upper Midwest, but basically everything else.
Yeah, I don't understand why the Midwest hasn't got their numbers.
I don't either.
I'll expand the map here just that you guys can.
That shittery going on up there. We know that there has.
The right of your screen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Is at 244 electoral votes.
I agree. RFK Jr. is a Zionist pig with a big old
138. Donald Trump needs just 26 more to get to the presidency. It's not going to be that difficult, especially considering that he is going to get Idaho. He is going to get Alaska.
Oh, I know.
That way they're
about those.
I know my ex was not
so really, he should have nothing to worry about. He should probably just be practicing his victory speech at this point, because that really is what he needs to be doing.
It's they all want to kill all of us from the minute they're born. Yeah, I don't think so.
52, 8
we're
minutes.
Now just 9 minutes away from the next poll closing. This is at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. New Mexico likely blue, Virginia very likely. So basically the way we've been calling this is once the needles fall into the likely or very likely category, we are very likely to make a call for these races.
I'm melting.
Ultimately, the New York Times is going to be right if they put a race in the likely or very likely category.
I wish he'd highlight Arizona again.
I will try to do that. But we do also have new numbers coming out of Arizona, a couple more percentage points here and there. Donald Trump at 49.7. It still doesn't seem like Carrie Lake is going to win, though. That's still a bit of a stretch. And then New Mexico, Kamala Harris 53%, Donald Trump 45%.
I don't know what. Yeah, New Mexico stumps me.
Now. They're at Kamala Harris headquarters. Doesn't
they're
seem
a blue
like
state
having
with
too fun
the sea
of
of
a time
red
there.
around them, other than Colorado. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Is it all the factors
that
have moved in from Colorado and dropped down?
Must be.
California.
Not really sure why.
I don't know what the hell.
that this couldn't have gone any worse for them.
Thanks, guys. Trying to hang in there.
Okay, what's Wisconsin
we're
doing
just
there, bud?
7 minutes away now from the last large poll closing. So after this, the only states that will be outstanding are going to be Alaska
Hawaii
and
and
Hawaii.
Arizona.
So this basically will get results from states all across the map now. And if we come
and how many electoral votes do Alaska
I can show you
Hawaii
guys where the map is right now based on where candidates are
Trump
leading.
looks like he's going to win Wisconsin.
We've already called Georgia and North Carolina in favor of Trump. And when it comes to the swing states, Trump leads in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Arizona. We don't have numbers from Nevada yet, but at this point, if all voting were to stop, Donald Trump would win 306 electoral votes. Kamala Harris would win 226.
Wow.
So, this is going to be...
He's going to make
Donald
history.
Trump is going to do better than he did in 2016 at this point, and Kamala Harris is going to be the worst performing Democrat since Michael Dukakis in 1988.
Burn!
Right, but for now, North Carolina, Georgia, those are the two.
Give me my brain back. So you had it. You had it all day.
Able to call Arizona relatively soon. People want me to look at Poly Market again, so just give me 1 second there.
Poly Market 97. Holy shit!
Donald Trump is at 92.
Oh, 92. What was that 97 from?
Now, Kamala Harris at 8.2. Wisconsin is dark red. Pennsylvania is dark red. Michigan is dark red. Only Nevada isn't as red. Trump's odds went up 31% today, as he is now just on track.
Poly Market is the one that you can bet on now. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Your unbiased coverage as well as the speed of data presented. Well done.
You can bet on your least favorite athlete or politician.
Glad you're enjoying the content.
I want to do.
Yeah, polls are about to close in California, which is, of course, my home state. Dropped off my ballot just a few days ago.
See, the whole West Coast does mail-in ballots. Nobody goes and votes.
So right before the 10 p.m. poll close, or right before
and that's
the
why it's always a blue wall.
p.m. poll closing, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, get some water, as I think a lot of people want me to do that. So just give me 1 second right here.
All right, let me see.
Their sound.
No, he went to the bathroom break. He's only Desert Man is the toilet. yeah, those little icons are handy, aren't they? I do like those little icons. Well, I guess
United States, Harry Sessions still full gay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I might look like I'm thrilled to death that Trump's winning. No, I'm not at all. I mean,
that the Democrats are losing.
That's what I'm thrilled about, because they're the ones that have been.
All right, guys,
they've been fucking us for the last 4 years.
Powering through this.
Yeah, did that guy even pee? He was gone for like 30 seconds.
For staying with me here. But we have just 4 minutes to go.
Oh, it's going to be so fun to watch the liberals with heads melting down and crying and freaking out tomorrow. Don't you think?
At the
if the
pieces are coming.
I should say, I think she's already lost. But if she can't even get above 200 with the West Coast coming in, she is toast.
If we could get to 400,000 tonight. So if everybody here watching,
here's a picture of Biden, Trump having a conversation with Dana White and
I would really appreciate
Elon Musk
that.
at the watch party.
I would say,
where's the watch party?
When it comes to tonight, I'll probably
How's the
be
heartburn?
here for another 3-4 hours.
Terrible.
I'm sorry.
So any support from you guys
I've been eating
would be incredibly appreciated.
Thing I can get my hands on, but
don't have any dairy anything.
For mail-in ballots though, because that seems it could be an issue.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to these 3 races, when it comes to Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, a lot of the mail-in ballots have already been accounted for, which is why Democrats had such big leads when the night first began, when the polls first closed. But now, with more time but now as more time has gone on, as more of these other ballots have been counted, the numbers have gone up quite a bit for Republicans. And so, yes, the mail-in ballots and the early voting that has
So glad to be
most
seeing this
definitely
shit
been
libtard
accounted for.
Hollywood tard
We're just
losing.
2 minutes away from
So am
11
I.
p.m.
I
Eastern time. This is,
voted.
again, going to be the
Yeah, well, it didn't
last
matter 'cause Trump
major
beat you.
poll closing.
Thrilled,
for the night.
absolutely thrilled.
Joshua Murphy, your brother, had been watching the whole time over this election, and you are spot on. This $20 will fill in your tank 2 months. Thank you so much for that. For the
What
super
is it?
chat.
210 to 113 right now. Trump.
Apparently,
Yes.
the news networks just called Georgia. I mean, that was definitely expected.
They called Georgia
It's the
20 minutes
first
ago,
big
dude.
blow to
Yeah, about
Kamala
an hour
Harris.
late.
That was the first one for us as well, along with North Carolina. Brian asks, what map are you using now for updates? Not seeing this. Also, slow mode the chat. Okay, so, I mean, this is the map on the New York Times. I just like it
can't
because it
wait to
updates
see all the
faster.
CNN
Also, I think it
right
looks a lot
tomorrow.
better than, I guess, like the CNN map, because really, what is this? But
Your
the
vinegar
New
has
York Times map, I think, is
okay.
probably the best looking one. And then,
I shall try it.
where are we in Pennsylvania? Somebody asked. Pennsylvania, Trump +3 with 68% of votes in. It's going to be lean Republican. It's going to be a Trump victory there. Trump's also going to win in Michigan and Wisconsin. He's going to win at least 2 of them, very likely all 3. So really nothing to worry about there. But it's now 10:59, just 1 minute to go until our last major poll closing.
1 minute.
And we
1
will have
minute.
some projections to make
Countdown.
when that finally comes.
Yeah, I'll start pinging Washington right now.
Yeah, I've already got it up.
How is California Prop 36? We're not going to be able to see any of the California stuff until basically the next minute here. Basically right now, we'll start to be able to see some of the more specific things from each
I'm
of
on
these
Washington.
states.
It's
But
not
it is
bringing
now
anything yet.
11 p.m. Eastern time. Also, thank you, Adam, for the super chat. Thank you, Cooper. Really appreciate the support.
on.
But it is now
Okay.
11 p.m. Polls have closed in Washington, Oregon, California, and
I've been
Idaho.
counting
All
ballots for 3
4
fucking weeks. You
of
can't tell
these
me they don't
states
have some
voting
numbers
has
to register
finally
for.
ended. And so we can make some projections at this time. All 4 of the races, in fact, they're all pretty solid for one party or the other. And this is really when you start to see the map start to fully fill up. Washington, Kamala Harris, the projected winner, 12 electoral votes.
Oh,
going
really?
to the vice
Shocker.
president.
Yeah, I just
Next up
saw it
in
change on the
Oregon,
map. I'm like,
or next up in California, 54 electoral votes for Kamala Harris, another solid blue state falling in line. Meanwhile, in Idaho, Donald Trump is the projected winner.
How
for
does he get those
electoral
figures?
votes
Our own
from the
Secretary of
state
State
Idaho,
site hasn't
going
put
to the
anything
former
up.
President. And then
there is nothing put
sorry, for
up
some
on
reason I
our
pulled in
state
Oregon.
side.
Huh.
I apologize for that. It's
There's a
California.
blue
The last
check next to
projection
Harris. That's the
is going to be
only thing
Oregon.
that's on
8
our
electoral votes going to Kamala Harris. Probably going to be a pretty clear victory, but we'll see about that. Oregon is going
It
to
says
be
0 votes
solid
counted.
blue.
Projected winner
And
is
so this
Kamala
is
Harris.
where the map is
Well, yeah.
now.
This
Thank
is
you,
shit
West
lib
Power
country.
13,
With
for the
0%
super chat.
of
I
the
really
vote counted.
appreciate it. So basically, at this point, we are having
There's only
we're
12
just
electoral votes.
a few electoral
from
votes away
Washington.
from declaring a
we had
winner.
17 before,
If I
didn't we?
expand,
Yeah,
the
I thought we
map
did
here,
too. I thought
Trump is at
We
248
did, and they cut it back. Remember when we sent that Canadian with no Mickey Cons to
Kamala Harris at
redo the super delegates? All they
212.
did was take super
And so
delegates
Trump
away
is
from
now
us.
just 22
Yeah.
away. And I guess the most likely scenario is obviously he's going to win Alaska. That is for sure. He is not going to lose Alaska. But then he
Alaska
just
lives
needs to
to move it
win
up there, too.
any one of these other upper Midwestern states along with Arizona. It's pretty clear he's going to win Alaska and Arizona, plus Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. That's where we get Trump at 306, maybe even Nevada.
Oh,
112.
shit.
So the map is looking exactly how Trump would have wanted
Yeah,
to.
I'm shocked.
But for now, based on the projections that we can actually make, Donald Trump is officially at 248 electoral votes. Kamala Harris at 212. The mainstream media is going to be a little bit behind on this.
What has he got?
but
22 votes and he's
I
in?
think Trump is just in an incredible spot
Looks
right
like that's
now.
what they're saying.
Pennsylvania, 69%
22
of
votes. That's
in.
delegates.
Trump
That's
holds on
all
to
he
a
needs,
3-point
huh?
lead.
Wow.
Michigan,
Like two
29% of
days.
votes in. Trump leads by 4. Wisconsin, 61% of votes in. Trump leads by 2%. California there. We're not going to get a lot of votes from California because California is incredibly slow. They do have a lot of votes to count. Poland Ball, hello. Can you read this super chat? I'm a big fan. Yeah, of course. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, and I appreciate your support. How do I think Trump would do against Newsom? I mean, to be honest, I feel that I think the issue that Democrats had was that with 4 months to go, Joe Biden was still going to be their nominee. They had a big fight over it. And then after Joe Biden finally got kicked off the ballot, they didn't do any sort of voting. All they did was replace him with his vice president, who was one of the most unpopular vice presidents in American history. Yes, her popularity has gone up since, but she has never been known to be popular. And so they chose her, and then they chose Tim Walz, who was even further to the left, which wasn't the smartest move. They should have chosen Josh Shapiro, because Pennsylvania is what they needed. Now, obviously, they would have lost anyways because they don't have Wisconsin or Michigan either. But choosing Tim Walz was a huge mistake for Kamala Harris. I mean, she's barely winning in Minnesota. She's going to win the state by just half. She's going to win by 2.5% now. This is based on the updated projection. It's a toss-up, according to the New York Times. She could potentially even lose Minnesota. Now, obviously, she's not going to lose the state, but it is too close for comfort for Democrats. They made a huge mistake putting her at the top of the ticket. Minnesota is still going to go blue, but by a much smaller margin. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, though, basically a lock now for Donald Trump. And we have actually just hit 3 million views on this stream. Over 300 million people have clicked on it. I mean, thank you guys so much. We're still at 150,000 concurrent viewers, even though I went to take that break. It means the world to me that you
gotta go.
You
gotta go.
We're now 4 hours in. And so if you guys could help me get to my goal of 400,000 subscribers, I mean, that would just be absolutely incredible. If everybody subscribed right now, we would get there within the next few seconds. So if everybody could click subscribe at the very moment to help me out. I've been covering this race for over 4 years. People are saying that the map is too big. All right,
they're calling Idaho for Trump.
Sorry about that.
No surprise there. Shocker.
All right. Anyways,
Harris got California, Washington. She's up to 179.
In Oregon, we have 42% of results in. Kamala Harris at 59, Trump at 38. Pretty much the expected margin at this point. Troy Evans asks, why do I think Fox hasn't called North Carolina and Georgia yet? Or why do I think? Well, I mean, with the mainstream media, they have to be fully sure a lot more. Even though they know. I mean, if you look at the New York Times site here, I mean, it's a very likely Republican in Georgia. North Carolina's very likely Republican. And, they know that Trump is going to win these 2 states.
We have no
but I guess they just like to be extra cautious. And I guess
they're really way behind.
Me doing that.
Oh, here it comes.
I just want to get you the information as quickly as
got
possible.
The president,
it's clear
Harris
win
by
North Carolina and Georgia. There's really no
I see the president.
other way that this is going to happen. Gray Garden says, please read the super chat. Robert is watching and wants to see your future and wants to be your future.
Jill Stein.
Please say hi, Robert. Well, hi, Robert. I'm glad you're enjoying the content.
Only 94 votes. Wow.
I appreciate your support.
What the hell? This is Washington. That can't be right.
Blue War says, I've watched you every day. Your analysis has been most accurate and consistent. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the content. Thank you, Tenacious Tom, for your super chat, as well as to you, Daniel. So I mean, looking at the map here, we're not seeing too many big updates right now. Arizona's lean Republican. It's almost guaranteed to go red. On the Senate level, though, I do not believe that Kari Lake is going to win. And I think that's something that I've made pretty clear over the last few months. And yes, some people are upset that I like to just dog on Kari Lake, but she was not the right candidate, and she is not the person that Republicans should have chosen.
This guy's obviously not that Republican, or he wouldn't be dogging on Kari Lake.
They want the most. Sure, Kari Lake appeals to Republicans the most, but not to the people in the center. And that is why she is running behind Trump by 4 to 5 points.
Really?
Somebody asked me opinions on Alan Lichtman's claims as of current results.
Alan Lichtman.
I mean, I knew he was going to be wrong this whole time. I mean, his whole scientific method, quote unquote, it was never scientific. I mean, it's just a random list of 14 keys and like whatever number it is. But I'm sure, he chose a good list of issues to
He's the one that got
focus on,
anthrax syndrome,
and it's proven to be very accurate. I don't think
my sister's calling again.
But he has just become so liberal. He's come out with live streams every single day talking about.
He's going to tell you how Harris is going to pull it off at the last minute.
She's going to be crying.
It's become so clear that
she'll be crying after Harris concedes. Right now, she's going to convince herself. She's in the denial stage right now. It's just like grief. You have to go through all the stages, right? Denial, bartering.
He's not being influenced by his own personal beliefs.
He's not out of acceptance, I promise you.
Mandingo says, I appreciate the clarity and balance. A big part of the issue is MSM. I really hope we rid ourselves of the lunacy. Bless you.
I once told the Clintons off in a bad dream.
Appreciate your support and for the super chat.
Genocidal maniac.
Minnesota, I think this is one of the big surprises. Minnesota and just how poorly Kamala Harris is doing. She is on track to win by 2.4%. Just look at what's been happening. Just look at 2016. Hillary Clinton wins Minnesota by 1.5%. That is really, that's small. That was bad. And this was pretty notably bad. But then in 2020, Joe Biden wins it by 7. Joe Biden with Kamala Harris as her running mate. Today, Tim Walz.
That's because the Bernie people
as
pivoted
Kamala
back
Harris'
to Biden.
running mate. He is, even with him on the ballot, Kamala Harris is winning Minnesota by just 2 points. It really couldn't get any worse for the vice president here. And I do believe, though, that this will be the end of the political career of Governor Tim Walz. He is never going to get chosen for something like this again. Maybe he'll be chosen to succeed Klobuchar if he ever retires in the Senate. But his career is over. Minnesota was something he was supposed to deliver by a 10-point margin. He won his re-election by 15 points in 2022. Today, today Minnesota is among the closest states in the country. Brad says, your channel has even gotten my 77-year-old mother to follow the entire race. Thank you so much. She used to be a Democrat, by the way. I'm glad, people are getting interested in this.
No, you're doing a good job. Did we lose him?
I try to present things in an interesting and digestible way. Which was what I'm trying to do, which is what I've tried to do basically this entire time. Now, we do have more results from Maine. It's now likely Democratic. Kamala Harris at 53, New Hampshire as well. I will say that Minnesota, we probably will be able to call soon, but it is looking good for Trump, I think.
Sticks and Hammer is live. You know who it is? The guy that wears the black leather jacket. He has long hair. I've brought him before.
Did you see what he just did?
But
he said that Minnesota's going to go for Trump.
Said that the 400K banner is up.
I hope it does.
That's shocking.
Off by 1 pixel. Is it to the right or to the left?
It's only 13%.
See it.
Wow.
Adjust that.
The channel I'm watching over here with Sticks and Hammers got it going to Trump too.
Give me 1 second.
Well, it looks like Maria's losing. Perez is losing.
I think that does it.
Joe Kent's got 53%. She's got 47%.
Is now centered. Somebody asked if Pennsylvania is decided by now. Pennsylvania, it's pretty much decided. 73% of the votes are in. I will expect to call the state before I end the stream, so it should be pretty soon.
She lost.
But yeah,
Marie
lost. It take too long. Somebody wants me to check Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. So Georgia, it's a lock for Trump. He's won it. North Carolina, he's won it.
If the San Juan Islands can get theirs in, why the hell can't
by a big margin. It's actually incredibly small. 4.7% is the projected margin. Kind of embarrassing, honestly. She's going to do worse than Hillary Clinton.
Holy crap!
Pennsylvania, Trump leads by 3. He's probably
Maria Cantwell lost
around 1 to 2.
No way.
And so yeah, if I missed your chat,
losing.
I'm really sorry.
Look at the senator.
Somebody asked.
Holy shit!
In spite of the
she got her ass kicked.
Good pragmatic reporting.
Good. She's a fucking shill of fucking.
She's garbage. Yeah.
Bezos, Amazon, fucking Boeing. She's just a whore for all those companies.
Hey everybody, this is big. This is big news for Washington State. If in fact Maria Cantwell lost.
And then, of course, 2028 as well.
She's been the handmaiden of the shit libs up here.
This cycle. This is
holy shit.
It really couldn't have
Well, that's because so many of us just voted Red Wave. Of course I wasn't going to vote for Cantwell. I voted whatever name was next to hers.
I will have from doing all this, but I've definitely enjoyed doing it.
I don't fucking care. His name is not Marie Cantwell.
4 years, ever since 2020. We put out hundreds of videos in 2020 and now 2024.
But a lot of the votes not in, so don't count her out.
Somebody says Milwaukee's votes are coming in late. Will Wisconsin go blue? It's unlikely Wisconsin will go blue. Trump is probably going to win it by a few points, maybe like 1 to 3, I would say right now. Why then haven't they called Georgia, North Carolina? They will very soon. I mean, they're trying to be cautious, but it's going to happen. Somebody asked what's going on in Nevada. Nevada just is slow. They're always slow, so you're just going to have to wait. But it seems like there's no way Trump is going to lose it. Daniel says, my favorite channel for accurate elections forecasting and reporting information, my go-to place for political races. I mean, yeah, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad that I'm able to be a source that that you guys trust and look to.
Have a good night, Chris.
We are now
the world will
just
still be burning in the morning.
7 minutes away from the
Sleep
next poll closing at 12 a.m. Eastern time. It will no longer be the 5th, but it will actually be the 6th of November. And so this
Did
is
Amber win?
Big. We're now on the next day.
Yeah, I don't see anything
for getting close around the time when Trump was projected the winner against Hillary Clinton in 2016. And the same thing could happen now with Kamala Harris. I mean, we've heard reports that they're drafting her campaign speech.
The site I'm on doesn't let me have a little small race.
She's probably going to give a call pretty soon. It's pretty clear the direction that this is headed in. James asks, do you think J.D. Vance will run in 2028? I mean, I'm sure,
Oh, it doesn't. It looks like Adam Schiff might have lost his race too.
And,
oh God, I hope so. Garvey, I don't care. Adam Schiff, he's such a skunk.
I think he appealed a lot more to moderates. But I think J.D. Vance, with that debate performance, he really changed a lot of people's minds. And so he went from being somebody people thought that Trump made a mistake in choosing to probably being the front runner now for the 2028 nomination. It is not going to be Ron DeSantis. I mean, DeSantis is popular. He's unwilling.
Yeah, Adam Schiff is getting his ass handed to him, except for it's pretty close in a couple of areas. But there isn't very many reporting. Only 1.1% of the vote
was pretty abysmal.
That could change a lot.
Is poised to become the next Republican nominee, but of course,
wow, this is crazy. Washington State's fighting back a little bit. Wow.
Live. I mean, I hope so. I hope to be here for as long as possible, that we will be able to see a winner projected in the race.
So what do you think? Trump's gonna declare himself at 9 o'clock?
Is a lock.
I think it'll be probably 10 or 11 before he does. We're going to need to see these swing states coming in.
Well, if Michigan and Wisconsin come in, they'll declare him the winner.
Yeah, I think if two of the swing states come in, they will declare him. So he will.
Yeah.
And the Dems
it's going to come in based at the same rate as
wow.
They're not going to do it before then.
What a slaughter.
What's my full-time job?
Oh, my God.
We needed a red wave to prove that it was a legitimate fucking want of the people,
Well, yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah.
Little Adam Schiff is a Mr. Russiagate.
Somebody says nobody cares about
send more billions out of the country. Blow up more little brown people, you bastards.
I just saw my other monitor, I couldn't notice, but we're now approaching.
You know what? If Trump does it, same thing should happen to him. But I just
400,000. So
maybe this will
hit that subscribe button right now.
Maybe this will wake somebody's goddamn head up.
I'm gonna be here for as
this
long
is
as possible.
crazy.
No, but I can't wait to get up tomorrow and see the show.
But I'm gonna be here.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. My sister wrote me
I'm gonna stay with you guys
the nastiest message, and she said, "You're never here for me."
Doing this
and you never will be. Don't bother calling me back.
Is this going to be closer than 2020? No. This election is not going to be closer than 2020. Right now,
I was live on air.
Not only on track to
no, I'll tell her, but you know what?
Joe Biden won.
It's not my problem. I don't snap two for her or anybody else.
Joe Biden won the election.
Bullshit.
He carried Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona. If he lost these three states, all states he won by less than 3/4 of a percentage point, he would have lost the election entirely.
Hey, Dingo,
Today, Trump is going to win Georgia, Arizona, and North Carolina by at least 2 to 3 points. He's also probably going to win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania by 1 percentage point or more. So it's not going to be closer than it was in 2020. It'll be similar.
I don't think Amber won. I don't know.
Donald Trump is performing.
I can't get into the commissioner races for Snohomish. I have to sign into each individual county.
There's really no state so far.
Is it commissioners?
Has outperformed the incumbent
president.
Yeah, PUD
commissioner.
And I think part of Joe Biden will be happy because he does have a big ego, and he will, say that I told you so to all the Democrats. But of course, this is bad for his legacy.
Oh, I'm glad your wine's kicking
his vice president couldn't get elected after him
right now.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm partaking in pharmaceuticals.
Somebody said you're much
well,
more
I'm going to let
reasonable
you
than Let's
track
Talk
down
Elections.
Amber. I'm going to look at the measures here.
It's pretty clear
Go ahead and
that
look at the measures.
he's been, he's
Oh,
been catering to the
this is no
Democrats.
good.
He wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh
I guess
my
we can actually
gosh,
pull up
this is
his
bad.
final prediction just for fun to see here. Comparing it to what we're seeing right now. I mean, I'll pull up my prediction first. I made it pretty clear that Wisconsin and Michigan were
One of those
toss-ups.
measures passed.
I gave it to Harris.
2066
a forecast
passed.
from 5 days ago that I can find.
Yeah,
for you
that
guys.
one's
I think
no
this
good.
one's actually going to turn out to be incredibly accurate. I believe I released this just a few days before the election. If you'll give me just a moment here to find the forecast I released before the final one, probably the one 10 days before I actually got this one right here. On October 26th, I had 312, 226. That is probably what the map is going to end up being. I think this map would actually be nearly perfect, even in terms of the margins. But, I think the race trended a little bit better for Harris in this final few days.
A lot more states are a lot more important.
I'm always pretty confident in that Trump victory at the very minimum.
Washington State, but by
hey guys, I guess I do want to look now at the Let's Talk Elections final prediction, just out of pure
Jefferson
interest.
went blue.
Huh.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Wow, this is wild, guys. Washington State's really
here it is.
flipping.
His final
Clark
Senate
County went
prediction.
blue.
I think this is going to end up not being as bad. I think his Senate prediction.
Well, this
wasn't
should
as
send a
terrible.
message.
Right,
He had basically
I hope
Republicans
Cantwell gets
at
defeated.
52.
God, that'd be
He'd have the
fantastic.
GOP winning North Carolina or winning Ohio along with Montana.
She's
And then for the
horrible.
presidency,
Her and Murray.
this was his
ahead
now.
Damn.
246.
60.8% to
Totally wrong here.
39.33.
So much for wishful thinking.
55%
Somebody
of the
said,
vote
how many
counted.
subs did you have at the start of the
we
night?
were looking
Your
at
handle is
1%
great.
of
Say
the
Ethan
vote.
Smells, my watch party.
There's always hope.
Smells. And I guess his prediction stinks
Governor's
as well.
race.
But at the start of the stream, we
we
were
have
at
Bob Ferguson ahead,
286 or 287, I believe was the number. So, I mean, the support tonight has just been incredible. North Carolina's been called by the mainstream media, I hear. Isaac Lightning, thank you so much.
I don't see Ferguson ahead.
2020
Are you
happened.
sure?
The state has been called.
I'm looking
Anything
at
can
the
happen.
election results,
I definitely agree with
Washington
that.
State.
Let me
Lewis,
refresh
thank
it.
you for the support
Governor.
as well.
No,
He's
I
got
got.
1
North Carolina is now
200
called. The New York Times, North Carolina projected to win a Donald Trump. Georgia will be called
928,000.
very, very
I
soon.
got total votes,
Now, the reason why we weren't
681,000
able to call
votes, and it's
remaining
got
races,
Reichert 51%,
here
and
right now,
Ferguson-
I'll explain to you why there is
Ferguson
this
48%.
slight stall.
No, Ferguson right now has got 57% with a 1.2 million of the votes
Just
counted.
give me
I don't know what
well,
site you're on.
My
a second to
browser
adjust
must be
here.
eating
Let me
shit.
know if the stream is lagging in any way.
I want to check
Let me know if it's okay.
I'll check the ballot measures.
Yeah, check those because
But-
my
Yeah.
browser's
So,
chunked.
just looking at the map here.
Okay, so repeal capital
I guess
gains
it was
tax.
taking a while
No,
just because of how
winning.
bad Kamala Harris is
Ensure
doing.
access to natural
that's really
gas.
just the
Yes,
main
is
reason.
winning.
And then
Prohibit
Wisconsin,
carbon
Michigan,
taxes.
Pennsylvania. We're just going to wait a
No
little bit,
is
but we are going to
winning.
get we're going to get a
Which
projection
tax-
there
we really
pretty
wanted those
soon.
tax credits to be.
And then Arizona, we
Yeah.
just need more votes in, but we're going to get it soon. And then Nevada, they're just going to take a long time to count. So really, when it comes to these
Why? Nevada's
these
always
six
gonna be
states that
fuckery.
remain, we know
Why?
that Trump is probably going to win 5 of them. It's only Minnesota where Kamala Harris is on track to win.
Not
But just as of right now, we just
Minnesota.
can't call them yet. Just, I guess, if the most unlikely scenario
Yeah, almost
happens,
60%
we wouldn't
of the
want to be
count
wrong.
is in on the site that I'm looking
But
at.
at this point, I can
I'm
tell
looking
you
at the
that
AP's
it's
official site.
pretty likely
okay.
Trump is going to win them. I'd be incredibly surprised if he didn't. The New York Times currently has it at 230, 179. My map is 248, 212. The New York Times will update to basically fit mine pretty soon. But we're now just 38 minutes away from the next poll closing.
Emma Vigeland, you are fucking high,
close
honey,
to
if
it
you
now,
think this is the
so-
way it's going to look.
We might as
What?
well actually update.
She's calling it for
She's
Harris?
trying to say that Democrats are
point,
going to
the
get
Senate elections
325
are
electoral
going to
votes to
be
Trump's
pretty
213.
surprising.
What's
as
the
well.
timestamp on
Republicans
that?
are doing incredible, by the way.
Yesterday.
John says, send a goal,
I know
send
Crystal
a
Ball
goal
put
image
up
that is a
something
little more
stupid
specific
yesterday
to your
too.
ex
It was
email.
crazy.
Great job. Never
Jack's
takes
page shared it
sponsors.
and says, does Emma Vigeland
All right,
ever
thank you.
get
Make sure you
tired
take a
of
look
being
at that.
wrong and really
But
wrong?
We'll look at the Senate races first.
No, she
right
doesn't.
now.
That's
Virginia just got
she don't
called
say.
for Tim
Not
Kaine.
wrong.
He's going to defeat Hung Cao. He's ahead by 6 points. He's probably going to win by around 8. I mean, that's a weak margin for Tim Kaine. Definitely disappointing for the Democrats there. Has Amy Klobuchar's been been called? No, but Amy Klobuchar is probably going to win in
Bummer.
Minnesota. She is performing a lot better than Kamala
Klobuchar.
Harris. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
worried about her
So
there.
they just
Texas
called
has been
all
called,
three,
Nebraska.
Oregon,
Deb Fisher is still
Washington,
behind,
and
but she will come
California
out
for Harris.
with a
APs
victory.
are
But we do,
reporting.
of course, have these
We
Senate
knew
races
that.
out
Yeah,
west.
we
knew
knew
that.
that.
Washington,
Blue
California,
fucking wall.
solid
I hate
Yeah.
living in the blue
Utah,
wall. Don't you
solid
hate
red.
living in the blue
And
wall?
then
I
in
Well, what did I
Montana,
say?
with
I said if
6%
she
of the
gets
votes
under
in
200
Tennessee, it does
with
look like
those
he is
three
on
coming
track
in,
to
there's
defeat
no way
incumbent
she's gonna
Senator
win.
John Tester. This is another flip for
No way.
Republicans. He has an 89% chance of winning. This has been a terrible night for Democrats. Looking at the latest numbers here, this is actually really
they should
surprising.
fucking
We
actually
might see
offer the
Republicans
people
win
something.
Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. I mean, that would be unprecedented.
It's
I
not
don't
us
think
telling
anyone
us
could have
it's raining.
predicted that. I certainly had Republicans winning Montana, West Virginia, and Ohio.
What was the
but these
biggest
additional
mistake
three,
of
I mean, that is a big
Harris's
deal. We
and the
have two
Democrats
big
made in
incumbents here.
2024?
Tammy
A,
Baldwin and Anna
genocide,
Bob
B,
Casey, two of
embracing
the most
Cheney,
prominent
C,
members
dodging
of the Democrat
Rogan, or
Senate delegation.
or
And with
D,
them losing their
messing
re-elections,
with Kennedy.
yeah, this is going to be
I'm gonna
a dumpster
say,
fire
for me,
of a night for
toss-up
Democrats. And so we
between
only have a few
genocide
races
and
left to call in the
embracing
Senate
Cheney.
level.
Kind of
Hawaii
along the
will
same
call
page. They're war
Democrats
pigs.
at midnight.
What did you say?
Okay, so what was the biggest mistakes that Harris and Democrats made? Genocide, embracing Cheney, dodging Rogan, or messing with Kennedy?
Cheney and genocide.
That's what's my choices too. I think the combination of those two are they're just fucking war pigs, and I don't think that dodging Rogan was a very good look for them, and messing with Kennedy, that was just gross, and it turned a lot of people off that was supporting Kennedy. So all that did was funnel those people back into the Republicans or over
Yeah.
to the Republicans.
So how much
All
do
of
you
those mistakes.
how much do you think Kennedy and Tulsi endorsing Trump helped him win tonight?
Huge amount with the people that I know, like the really progressive people that are against vax and shit like that. They blindly went with RFK Jr. to Trump. Like a lot of progressives. I was shocked at how many progressives I know in back channels that were going to vote for Trump because of the RFK Jr. endorsement.
Yeah, I get that too. But I think the genocide turned people like us. And Cheney was just that knife in the back that we've always gotten.
Yeah, like, see, we fucking told you the Republicans. We've been telling you the Republicans for the last 10 goddamn years. Now do you believe us?
No, they'll come up with some hanky bullshit in the morning. But still waiting for I'm waiting for some of these things to finish out. What the hell?
Is this your professional area of study? I would say I'm studying international relations and economics right now, so I'd say it's pretty similar, but not specifically political science. Thank you, James Reed, for the super chat. Thanks for such outstanding work. I followed you as much as I could, and I have to say I learned a lot. You're the best. Yeah, I'm really glad you're enjoying the stream.
Yeah,
we
we're
still
enjoying
have
it.
a little bit to go, but if you stick with me here, we are going to get a winner tonight. I do wholeheartedly.
Oh, hiccups and heart and
be able to project
cough drops, not well.
Donald Trump as the
I'm sorry.
47th
Cough drops? That
The CNN is now reporting that Kamala Harris's headquarters has fallen completely silent with the crowds and supporters visibly tense, with some even pacing while others are beginning to lose hope of upcoming updates coming in. They're losing it and crying. Remember when Hillary threw a champagne bottle through the fucking glass ceiling of fucking TV?
But just hit that subscribe button and see that number shoot up. I'd really appreciate your support there. Alex says, thanks for your coverage. It is way better than everyone else's. My friend Drew Peacock just joined the stream and wanted to give him a shout out. Shout out to you, Drew Peacock.
They're saying Trump will declare victory within an hour.
Looking at coming back to
9 o'clock.
see if we have any updates here.
But I mean, imagine that it.
76
Alex Jones is saying it, so take it with a grain of salt.
9 o'clock.
Leads by 6, with
Yeah.
68.
9 o'clock.
Trump leads by 3, so it's clear Trump.
So,
is in these 3 states.
I won my bet.
It's going to be a little bit closer.
They're
Won your bet, maybe.
they're gonna call it before 10 o'clock or by 10 o'clock.
Arizona,
Okay.
we're stuck at
Yeah,
50,
no, I bet you're right.
hoping that we get a little bit more
Interesting.
there in the next few minutes.
Oh, that's all right. I like winning meaningless bets.
Very, very soon.
I love telling you you're right because I don't get to do it very often.
Oh yeah. How many? What? What'd you just say?
I'm glad you finally got that.
I wonder how much they paid Lady Gaga.
I heard it. It was like 2.3 or something. They paid Cardi like 2 something too.
And they paid Beyonce 10 million? Or is that bullshit?
No, that's not bullshit. She got like 10 million.
I appreciate that.
And they paid
Those people
Lady.
don't come out and do anything for free.
Oh no, hell no. Hell no, especially since their industry's dying.
Yeah.
And they're
God,
old
their industry.
they're old news too. I mean, these George Clooney, really? Harrison Ford, what's he going to do?
Well, George Clooney has to do whatever they say because there's video footage of him and
Yep.
fucking,
Yep.
Obama doing shit that is shady as fuck. So
Yep. Yep.
they
Yep.
don't have no
Yep.
choice but to do what they get told.
Yeah. Yeah, it is serious crash and burn, Natalie. It's total flipping over, crashing and burning and still flipping down the freeway. This is really
Oh my God, he's gonna start the camps. He's gonna kill us all. He's gonna round us up.
Look at the betting market.
Oh, he's going to make those guys look like
I
fools.
won't have the right to kill my full-term baby anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my
Well,
God.
this is what they want. You have to be pro fucking kill your baby in order to be a Democrat now.
Maybe
When
they
I was
should.
raised, it
Go
was
ahead.
4 months. It was the 4-month mark was where you were too late to try to get an abortion. That baby, that fetus is no longer a fetus. It's a baby. It's got arms. It's got legs. It's thinking. And no, the Democrats are like, kill the fucker on the table after you have it.
I mean, yeah, this is pretty terrible for Democrats. I would say this is the worst election defeat for the Democrats. I mean, obviously, since
Of course, they put
2016,
Harris
I mean,
forward
that was the biggest
with
Yeah,
2.5 fucking months.
Lizzie
They did a
Lizzie
coup
says,
on their
"Do you know
candidate that
what
was
time
in the
election
primary
was?"
and
Yeah,
substituted
Rob does a primary.
substituted a phony candidate. Wow.
It really depends when.
And then brought in
the judgments can be
Republicans
made
like
in these
fucking
states,
Cheney
and
to
it's
back
clear.
him
I
up.
think everybody knows that Trump is going to win. Kamala Harris knows
Oh, good
that
God.
he's not going to. Kamala Harris knows.
Oh my
that
God! 1 minute ago,
she's
the Harris
lost, but
campaign
it will
just
take some
released
time.
a
They're gonna
statement
wanna-
saying that it is
obviously,
confident
Kamala
she
isn't
will
gonna
win
wanna
the
upset
so-called
her
blue
supporters
wall
and give up so
after
quickly.
awful
So
performance
they're just gonna wait a
elsewhere.
little bit,
Okay,
but
she won the
I
blue
think a
wall.
speech will be coming
What
out.
Where's
good
she
does
going to
that do?
perform?
And,
In Switzerland?
of course,
Jesus Christ.
Let me say your name. So big shout out to you. Thank you for the support. J.A. Shout out to my friend.
Oh, my gosh.
Tyler Savory.
This is wild.
Shout out to Tyler, who put me on to you. So I appreciate that. All right. Ron and Jerry, thank you for keeping us well informed. Thank you for your support. Brody says, how old are you? Very good job. Glad I found out so I don't have to watch mainstream news. I will say this is the first time that I have voted, so that gives you a hint.
Wow.
Max Zim, what will you do after the election? Just focusing on the midterms. There's still a lot of elections going on, a lot of politics to cover. 2026, we have a much more interesting Senate map than we did this time. The Senate map for
Oh my God! The
2024 was
Babylon
pretty
Bee has been on
boring.
fucking
And of
fire
course,
this week.
2028 will
Oh,
start
Babylon
yeah.
Bee
up
announces
a lot quicker
New York
than
authorities
people
announced
expect.
Peanut the squirrel died of
You know,
COVID.
this is my full-time job, so I'm
Jesus
gonna enjoy the break
Christ.
as well.
Oh
I'm
my
doing this every
gosh.
single day on top of,
Terrible.
other things. So
I want to see Rachel Maddow doing the cry
a
thing.
little bit from this.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you again.
Chuck Todd, he cried
for your
last
signature.
time.
I think I noticed
Don
this is
Lemon
at least
cried
your
last
signature
time on
one, so
air.
Thank you so
Yeah, it'll
much.
be fun to watch.
Lisa says we've only watched your coverage.
We
tonight.
definitely got to
Thanks
do a
so
show
much for the
Monday
non-drama
morning so I
results.
can make fun of all
Excellent
this shit.
explanation, easy to follow.
Well,
Graphs.
like I said, I don't want you
Enjoying
pushing it now.
Thank you.
If I can
to
sit here for
Flying
4
Clownfish,
hours
shout out to Mark
after
Cuban.
I just did
Shout out to
16 hours
Mark
of
Cuban. I
chemo
feel like
and radiation,
he's
I
really
think I'll
been
be okay
trying
on
to
Monday. Cause
You're
I
the
will be-
toughest lady I know. You are the toughest lady I know.
Thank you, John, for your
I think I
Wow.
can pull it off.
Jiminy
So
Christmas,
yeah,
Shanda.
Pennsylvania is now at 78%.
Maybe my
Michigan
blonde
38,
wig will be
Wisconsin
here by then.
68.
I'll look more like myself.
I would expect that.
Wow.
Lovey.
1 to 2
I look
in
like
the morning,
Lovey from Gilligan's
Lovey.
Island.
Lovey. Lovey.
It's very close to it.
My girlfriend brought me this one. This is really cute.
It is.
I like
It
the
looks very good. You look very nice with that.
New Mexico,
Very
we
nice.
Still even haven't called this for
I like
Kamala
the
Harris yet,
colors.
just because she isn't doing that well.
I feel like a
Virginia as
gypsy
well,
tramp
and
and
up in Maine and
thieves.
New Hampshire.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. You know, I loved Cher when I was growing up. I loved her.
Who did? Me too.
She was awesome.
Yeah,
I still like her.
Thank you so much.
Fucking
Yeah.
turn back time. Yeah.
Kenneth,
I think the point where I was disappointed was when she had all of her veneers put in, because I thought her teeth looked cute the way they were. You know, she had little canines.
I know, a lot
on
of
it.
them fucked up their teeth with those stupid veneers.
Yeah. Well, I know that Mickey Rourke is the new poster boy for cosmetic surgery.
Dude, you know how many troll fights I got into today over that shit? Like, don't take advice from a guy who does that shit to his face. Oh, it was from boxing. Oh, you're a troll.
It wasn't from boxing.
That's what I said. I said it was probably from doing coke. And then somebody said, well, it would take somebody who understands drug culture to say that. So what are you doing? Call me a cokehead? Get the fuck out of here.
No. I mean, didn't he have Kenny Rogers, plastic surgeon? I mean, Jesus.
Kenny Rogers looked like shit.
Oh God, that he got nuked too. I mean, so sad. So sad.
Sure, will be leaving the country with Whoopi. What did Whoopi say or do this today that just grossed me out so fucking bad?
I don't know, but she's got brain damage. She's terrible.
I mean, just look at the betting market.
So bad. Yeah.
She's terrible.
Darkest shade of red.
Barbara Streisand is supposed to be leaving the country too, so.
A little bit lighter.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Babs.
Why don't you go spend some time in Gaza?
Yeah, really.
Go ahead.
Holy crap.
Thank you, Dina, for the support.
Yeah, Marie Perez, she lost. So they lost the 3rd Congressional District in Washington State again. It used to be Jamie Herrera Butler's. Then Perez got it, and now they got it back with that CIA guy, Kent. Oh, well.
And so, I mean, I just want to show you guys.
If Marie hadn't been so bad, but she bent the knee. When you bend the knee to the establishment, which she probably had no choice, but I think she did. I think she should have called him out and exposed him.
He was at a 70% chance to
But hey, that $175,000 a year paycheck, she kind of liked that probably.
The Democrats were done.
Sure.
But then
That's the problem. They get in there and they like those fucking paychecks.
Yeah, I know.
Really do a lot to increase their
Oh,
odds,
Sandy.
But then now as we
Sandy.
election day, Trump's odds continue
God,
to go
I
up.
hope she goes someday, but she's going to be a permanent fixture, I
They're
think.
going to put a gavel in her hand is the plan.
Not even close, really.
I thought they were going to put a gavel in Liz Cheney's hand. Wasn't that?
It was called the January 6th committee.
No, Whoopi said that implied that Liz Cheney could be the attorney general. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
You know, Oz, I gotta say, I hope that you did something very special for that beautiful woman that puts up with you every day for your anniversary. Happy anniversary.
You know what? We did. We did something special. We went to Costco, and I bought her a roasted chicken. And I made instant mashed potatoes and gravy for her.
At 6. We're almost approaching 6 hours on the stream, so a subscribe would be.
That's every girl's dream on their anniversary. I gotta tell you.
Well, for Joey it is, that's for sure.
Happy years together and many, many more.
Jake Anderson.
Yeah, there isn't much we can do anymore.
Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to John.
Financially, it's nuts. We're down to just getting by like all of our sisters and brothers. Yeah, that's it. And doing these teeth tomorrow, it's gonna take me 4 months to pay them off. Oh my God!
Just straight up information, data without having to hear the politics. I mean, yeah, I think definitely with the mainstream media, it's just a lot of talking about.
Fortunately, we bought our Thanksgiving turkey last week, so I don't have to worry about that bill.
I looked at them, but I didn't have any room in my freezer. Like, God dang it! If I want a big, nice one, Butterball, I got to get it now. But if I do, I don't have any room to keep it frozen until Thanksgiving. So
Thank you to
Wally World had them for like 98 cents a pound.
I know the butterballs were cheap. I know that's why I was, and they were big too.
YouTubers.
Like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for your super chat. I, really
I got to clear out my
appreciate,
freezer a little bit
your
before
support there.
went in there.
Glad you.
Yeah, my daughter and Joey, they basically say you will be making turkey and you will be making stuffing and yams. You will be doing this.
I know we're doing the whole shebang over at my aunt's, and I have chemo the 3 days leading up to it, and my aunt can't cook. She's like, you have to.
Oh Jesus Christ, Shanda!
On top of all of it. I know. I'm not letting cancer take my life from me. Fuck that. I don't care.
I know. I wish I could come up and cook your dinner for you. God dang it.
Your freezer don't stay cool. I've had a couple of freezers like that. Maybe you could replace the seal on it. Maybe it's not sealing all the way. Or your Freon style.
Is going to be lean for Harris ultimately. She's on track to win by 3 points.
Minnesota's going to go to Harris.
Fuck. But it does seem like we're getting close to a call.
Well, that's
there.
not a surprise.
Batman Forever.
No, it's not a surprise. But...
coverage, no bashing or bias. Thank you for a pleasurable election night.
I know, a bummer.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Not that I care who wins. They're all the same. Well, actually, it'll be worse under.
I will say Republicans have done surprisingly well.
Trump's going to get Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania.
Michigan or
but the surveillance state is coming under Trump. You do know that. Central digital currencies, digital IDs. He's going to allow Elon to unleash the American WeChat on us, which will be our fucking identifications for everything. So it's a lose-lose no matter.
And Arizona's still a toss-up. It's leaning Trump, though.
Right after Obama won in 2008 in those midterms 2014.
Why can't they count votes in Nevada? What the hell?
Before this, go back to just looking at the Senate history, going back to 2014, Republicans were at 54. So Republicans are going to have a larger majority after today than they had in 2014, which was a huge blue wave midterm for the GOP. I mean, it's incredible. It's basically going to be the largest margin in the Senate for any party going all the way back to 2008. When Democrats won 59 seats. So, they're really in a good spot here. Just trying to get through with all the comments here. Your imagination gets some rest and a cough drop. Yeah, I definitely will. Glenn Clinny, thank you so much for your support. Or Glenn Kinney. Michigan County Dive. Yeah,
our viewers want you to wear a tinfoil turban like mine in support of
Grand
me.
Rapids, Ann Arbor.
Okay.
I'll make you one.
Please
I'll
do.
make you a tinfoil turban.
Hey, Keith Hayes. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, Keith.
Is in these three. She's down by around a few points in all the big cities, and that's going to have a huge impact.
So,
overall numbers.
It's quarter till. You want to call it at 9?
Michigan, a state that she really cannot afford to lose.
Because you're looking awful tired. You hung out 2 hours longer than I thought you would.
I've done 4 hours on air, so yeah, I'm shocked they did that today. I was like, oh well, I make it even 20 minutes on a show, and here I am 4 hours later.
Well, we were invited over to hang with Sabby tonight, but she had Danny Haifong over there and JB. I want to give them the space, So
yeah. Plus, I'm not in my right game, and I don't want to be on air with Abby if I have chemo fog, and I do have chemo fog brain tonight. I can feel it.
Yeah, so I hope everybody checked in on Sabby too. I guess Hardlands was up too. It was on.
These past few hours.
It had a couple of people that popped over there.
Yeah, Pasta's been on all day, right?
Pasta just was rotating people in all dang day. You literally basically just showed up, and then you waited in the green room till he had a whole full panel, and then whoever showed up for that panel, you got to go on. Well, I showed up, and it was Nick and Jay, Scott, and what's that punch out? Something wine.
Yeah, Natalie, we're going to call it in a few minutes. We're going to jet out of here at 5 after 9, just because we want to give them 5 minutes to make an announcement if they can. But yeah, Due Distance was on too, Keaton and Russell. I don't know who'd they have on, Jody? I'm sure that was a good conversation over there.
But New Jersey,
Pasta had, I want to say Keaton on sometime today.
4 points.
I got to tell you, Shanda, I have enjoyed following this one tonight Not that I like Trump or Harris, which I definitely don't, but I like this kid who did the map and did the breakdown. This was nice.
We didn't get his opinion and fucking
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah, he was just playing it straight, doing his thing, and because usually I have to have like 3 different maps going, and this has been a pleasure.
Through the commentary,
Yeah.
and their opinions. Yeah.
Yeah, this
I don't
kid's
care about your opinions, Jake Tapper. Just tell me what the fucking map says.
yeah, but this guy, he was on it, man. He was on it all the way through. And his commentary is very fair.
He had all the graphics pre-made. No, I give this guy total kudos.
Yeah, he
It's
did
not
a
an easy task to have all those graphics ready to go.
I threw him a tenner just out of
Good.
appreciation because might as well. I don't have it, but he saved me from doing a lot of jumping around tonight. So thanks, dude.
Yeah. No, yeah, we appreciate it because a lot of times you're jumping windows like, oh, I got this, I got that. We're sending new stuff. You're trying to frame it in.
Yeah, and it's a pain in the ass. So
this could not have gone any worse for Democrats.
how's Twitter? Is it exploded yet?
I don't even hear what they're saying.
Oh,
but
my
it
feet are
definitely
super
seems
swollen.
that a lot of people over there are
Sitting under
upset.
this desk for 4
Thank you,
hours.
Jacob,
It's not good
for the
for them.
super
Plus,
chat.
they gave me 2 huge bags of fluid
The
the last 2 days. So.
Colin from INN said it's amazing that foreign politics affected the outcome of the presidency. I hope so.
It did. I think it did.
I hope so.
That's exactly why I didn't vote for anybody that, if you supported fucking genocide, I wasn't voting for you. Dead babies are dead babies, no matter what fucking side of the aisle they come from. Right now, they're coming from both sides, so.
Caitlin Johnstone, this Nariji Waku, or whatever the hell name it is, looks like Kamala Harris will not win the south end of Dearborn, an area 90% Muslim that Biden won with 88% of the vote 4 years ago. Caitlin Johnstone goes, "Who's speaking now, bitch?" Love it, Caitlin. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Wonderful. Wonderful. She so underrated. Caitlin Johnstone. She's fantastic.
You guys' support tonight. Somebody asked about Maine. Maine it's going to be blue. Kamala Harris is going to win. Probably not by the biggest of margins, but she is currently on track for a victory. Harris
Well, we knew she was going to win Maine. How is that a... Colum County went blue. God damn it, but barely. 54 for Harris, 43 for Biden. Trump. Almost.
In my most recent
This is just a
videos,
presidential race.
Nothing too surprising here. I think some people want to see Louisiana.
Every Democrat for the next 4 years. There's some great memes popping up.
A really good result. In 2020, he won it by 18.6.
We should stop nominating. I should go. Jesus Christ. We don't have time. I'm going to enjoy the memes, I guess, for the next couple of days. But these backstabbing Democrats deserve every loss they got today.
In these rural states, the states that he
Assholes.
but he's doing a lot better than anyone could have expected.
Rania Collins says, "Don't you
Cantwell's
dare
running
blame
away
us."
with it now. 60%.1 to 39.9. Cantwell's got this race. Damn it.
They shouldn't get me excited like that. Cantwell
I
is
know. I thought you were getting prematurely
She's
excited.
a horrible, horrible tool. Horrible.
10 voted for Donald Trump. Every single county is red. Trump is leading here by 42%. This is his largest margin in West Virginia. I believe it's even outdoing how
thanks, Jody.
16.
I didn't. This is the most important election of our lifetime. I couldn't miss it.
And then in Wyoming,
Thank you, Jody. That's so kind of you.
By 48%. So another
Jody says, "Than's for doing this, Shanda. You're a real trooper."
She is,
Appreciate it.
Jody.
We appreciate you guys hanging out with us all night. You guys are the
Yeah,
troopers.
that's so nice of you guys. We had 25 people in here just on Beauty and the Boomers, so that's great. And there's so many to choose from too. But
There is.
I hope that finding this guy doing the map helped you guys tonight without a bunch of confusion. He was pretty straight shooter. I really enjoyed him. Did a good job. Did he go pee-pee again?
I don't know. He got quiet. That's for sure.
Yeah, he probably had to run to the bathroom again. He's probably trying to hydrate himself.
Yeah, let's see who's live right now. Stabby's live, Hardlands Media's live, Convo Couch is live, Last American Vagabond is live, Roar Media is live, Slow News Day is live, AM Wake Up is live. There's a lot of choices of our brothers and sisters out here tonight.
Yeah, it's not about
support whoever you want. Watch whoever you want.
Watch whoever.
We love you all.
I always say, go ahead and say hi in everybody's chat. Support independent media people, please.
Well, we've got Keith Hayes and Denver Attaway and Jim.
Yeah, so basically,
and
polls have closed
all hanging out over on the Rockfin.
So basically, that's all 48 states.
So we got people all around watching. We got 13 watching on Rockfin right now. That's good.
Right on. Nice of you guys to hang with us. We're really kicked back tonight.
And then it will close in basically.
I'm very kicked back tonight.
Soon as Chanda gets feeling better, we'll be back with Beauty and the Boomer, and we're looking at some really nice slides for our Christmas deck.
I gave you my hiccup.
We worked on that today a little bit with Arim and Linda.
Good.
So
I love how important I felt living in North Carolina.
We're gonna have a nice looking deck again for the holidays.
I mean, California, you'll get nothing.
If you can get into it, I think this Christmas is just going to be a distraction for me, just to get my mind off of all the carnage.
Me too.
Because I'm not really celebrating anything. I'm just a distraction. Pretty lights and music maybe a little snow.
I just know for Christmas I'm going to get excellent news, and it's going to say that my cancer is totally in remission, and go home and not stress and come back every 3 months.
That's what I'm thinking's coming. So you deserve it. You deserve it.
Some networks haven't called Georgia yet.
Yeah, super delegates eat shit. That and adrenochrome.
Yeah, super delegates. That's how Democrats are so corrupt. Super delegates. Do you know, Chanda, that one super delegate, it's equivalent to one vote. One voter's vote. That's incredible. So it's 1,000 times more powerful than your vote, a super delegate. Pieces of shit. I did the math on that back in 2016. Nobody believed me.
Spell check always fucks up Rockfin for me, does it? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I can't spell.
I am staying very positive. Very positive. They love me at the cancer center because they're used to little old ladies and men that are in their 80s, and I'm excited and let's do this. Yesterday we threw a big picnic in my infusion room, me and my girlfriend.
I bet you crack some good jokes.
I'm always making fun of them, yeah. They call me the celebrity. The celebrity's here.
You are the celebrity. You're my celebrity.
How does New York look compared to the last?
Like, here's the celebrities here. We're gonna give her the best room in the house.
New York here for you guys.
Jimmy Dore started streaming when? Waking and Bacon, huh? Is he? He couldn't stand it because he said he wasn't going to. So I don't know. Does he have a stream going? Huh?
What'd you say? He started smoking again?
No.
YouTube, blowing turkin.
Kamala Harris simply hasn't been.
Yep, Jimmy's fucking live.
Those
10 minutes.
Democrats should be expected of, and so.
What?
What's going on here? Jimmy's going live in 9 minutes.
Oh, he is. Okay, well that's good timing because we can bail out of here and go. Put him in our ear if you want.
You guys can listen to Jimmy after we bounce out of here at 9.
Yeah, so he's going to be going on, and he always is a little late to the game. So, like I said,
he's doing a countdown now. He's at 9:25, so 9 o'clock is what he's going to shoot for.
Yeah, I'm just going to.
Joe Biden down their throats.
Oh, he's got Gray Zone coming on.
To run for re-election, and then they finally changed their minds when they realized.
I love Jimmy's warm-up music, don't you guys?
I liked his before this last one, but
the one with the
yeah, but this is okay. I mean,
okay, Dingo in there.
Mistakes throughout the campaign, and now they're finally paying for it. Donald Trump.
Here, I'm going to drop the link for you guys.
Term. I mean, that hasn't happened since 1892. Somebody wants me to shout out Chip Pip in Indiana.
Is he drinking or did he quit drinking?
Mark for the super chat.
I don't. He's still drinking, I think, but he quit
All right,
smoking weed. I know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Minnesota, though, Amy Klobuchar is going to win her re-election. She leads.
Gray's
Yeah, I
on
dropped
chat.
you Jimmy's link, so you guys can head over there when we're done here in a few.
24 points last time.
Yeah, if you're interested in heading over to Jimmy's,
Got some funk going on his channel right now. Now get off the funk.
Here are going to get better in the next few hours. But the Senate map will have Minnesota as solid red. Nebraska, it seems that Deb Fischer is going to pull off a victory, but we're going to.
Oh shit! His chat is filling up fast.
Tim Sheehy.
He already has 10 times what we've got watching, and there's just music playing.
That's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal. We're doing a little fish in the big pond.
Carrie Lake is such an incredible candidate.
I'm so over the Carrie Lake story, dude. I don't care.
Yeah, she needs to hang up her spurs and get out of there.
I mean,
yeah. Wash that mouth out with some soap, lady. You got filthy mouth.
Pasta was talking about Shiva today. That wasn't when you were on, right?
I know. Yes, he accused me of fucking writing in Shiva or some shit.
Oh, I just about puked,
I was
man.
like, fuck that guy. I can't stand that guy.
Now, Alyssa Slotkin is on track to lose. It's not the same person, but, you know, in essence, it's the same.
MSN bullshit. They're showing Minnesota how Harris is winning. Who cares? Why did you show the big map, dickhead?
Yeah, they don't want you to focus on that. It sounds like Harris is not going to concede. He's going to ride this out to where she can fucking try to sue and get every damn delegate.
And that is why I've been so against her being the Republican nominee. If I were a Republican, I think she would be the worst possible choice. S4V4 says, I absolutely love your channel. What are the odds that Trump wins Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin? If you want a number, I would say right now that number would be around 90%. I think it would be very hard to see
what do we got here?
Trump lose any of these three states. He's just doing so well.
Civil war happening in Israel while we're all paying attention to something else.
Oh yeah, it's been going on all day.
The roads. Yeah,
been going on all day.
From expectations just a little bit by around 1 to 2 points, basically across the country, and that's when he's been able to do so well. Someone wants me to shout out Rosie O'Donnell, so I guess shout out to you, Rosie O'Donnell. Michelle King asks, are you still studying political science in school? You definitely have a future.
I hope that's not the real Rosie
Washington,
McDonald.
Over the past year, and you are all we trust. Studying international economics right now, so pretty similar, I would say. Government.
All right, 5 minutes.
You know, a big part to do with that,
5
but also
minutes.
the
Anything on Twitter about anything or no?
Fox.
I'm on X right now looking.
Yeah, so we're gonna see some more flips. We already got flips.
I don't see anything new that we don't. I haven't already heard. This guy's on the ball, man.
Far in the Senate, Michael H.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out in Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Woo. This is kind of a crazy poll for Georgia. 74% of men that were polled were Republican. 74 or 69% of women that were polled were Republican.
They're all governed.
This is just mind blowing. The amount of people that got flipped. Black men and black women though voted more for the Democrats in Georgia.
There was a petition to change
in Georgia.
Latinos, Latinos voted more, 60% for
but if Trump was able to
other
do that,
races. So
hypothetically,
basically, white men and white women are the ones who voted over the top in Georgia, or didn't. I mean, because she won Georgia, didn't she? Kamala staffers are walking out on Bernie Sanders' speech to the DNC. They are yelling outside the hall of Bernie against the speech. Wow, they turned their back on Bernie and the Democratic Party and booed him and stomped out.
Really?
That's what you get for bending your fucking knee, Bernie. Called this on.
Where was this?
Honestly, I don't remember exactly.
Kamala staffers are walking out of a Bernie delegate speech. DNC.
But, you know, that second district was something
they're yelling outside the hall.
Fight for. Ultimately, they lost that battle, but it's not going to matter
Well,
because
they
Trump's
don't
winning
like you,
everywhere
Bernie.
else.
Oh, this was from August. Still remember this? Yeah.
All right. What battlegrounds can Trump afford to lose? This question asked by Dylan. Yeah, so right now we already have Trump winning Georgia and North Carolina. He can afford to lose Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, and Michigan. So he can afford to lose all three of these, all four of these, every single one. All he needs is Pennsylvania. So all three of these states, which.
What happened? Rachel Maddow's having a cow that voter suppression is the reason that Texas went so red. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Texas. Always going to go red, you
clearly on
twit.
track to win. That's all he needs. He doesn't need anything else. So it's going to be a pretty easy victory for Trump. It's basically smooth sailing from here. Minnesota on the presidential level, Kamala Harris leads by 8. Amy Klobuchar is doing significantly better. That's not too surprising. Harris is on track to win by 3.6. Pretty weak margin, though. Yeah, I mean, this is not what she could have hoped for.
Polling and
CNN is just doing some projections. They're finally
voting
projecting
places.
Nebraska.
You're going to get in line for 8 fucking hours to vote in Arizona.
Yes,
yeah.
Has just been so behind.
I'm still flummoxed about Nevada.
That's pretty.
Yeah, and Nevada's the same way.
Noticing.
Why would you want to stand in line if you're a Republican for 8 fucking hours? The Democrats
do not have
do it.
Results out of Nevada yet, though. But I mean, I guess
CNN. Jake Tapper looks like someone just euthanized his pet squirrel. I love that. That is. You said that earlier. I didn't catch it. That was good.
Trump has a 79%.
That was
That
great.
been on fire. I mean, Babylon Bee's been on fire lately. Pretty funny. So, okay, they just projected her Maine. So they officially call it for Harris and Maine. We already knew.
Congratulations from the Republicans in Canada. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Dude, the Amish are even voting for Trump. I'm shocked.
Born in Canada, so I have Canadian citizenship, so it's pretty cool.
MSNBC. They're just showing where Harris won. They're not showing anything where Trump won.
Or Democrats right now are at just a 3.4% chance of winning. I mean, it really couldn't be any lower. I mean, look at this map. Look at Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, all in the darkest shade of red. I don't think anyone would have expected this just a few days ago. Trevor wants me to shout out my gay friend Trevor, so I guess shout out to you, Trevor. Thank you for.
Didn't he already shout gay Trevor out?
Are you gonna make a video about the results after the election? Yes, I'll definitely be comparing, my prediction, the ultimate results, talking about what happened, because I think Democrats have a lot of work to do. They haven't been in this bad of a position. I wouldn't even say 28-16.
Trump's winning Michigan,
as bad as
Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania by 3 points.
He's got to win Pennsylvania if he's going to win it. Pennsylvania is going to be the number one state. We knew it 3 days ago, 5 days ago. That's going to be the state to watch, and it was the state to watch in 2020.
It's 51 to 48 right now, Pennsylvania.
1984. This was probably the last time.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, Chanda.
Now, obviously, this is a big Republicans here.
Yeah,
the country was also a lot.
Thank
but
you
it's been
so
fun
much.
hanging out with you and hanging out with everybody in the chat. We appreciate and love you. And yeah, fuck Nate Silver. Nate Silver called it for Trump this time around. So maybe he got a few. It's broken clocks right twice a day. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And yeah, I need to get some rest. I'm sure you guys can see I'm worn down, but like I told you guys, I don't care. I'm not that vain. I will get on air with you. And we did.
So who's going to be the president in the morning after we wake up?
Definitely not Peanut the squirrel.
All right. Have a great evening, everybody. We'll catch you in the future.
Night, guys.
Night, guys.
We'll see you probably Monday. Monday, I'll do a show.
Okay. We're looking forward to it.